Hey, conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
Shh, we're trying to hear.
Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorites. Woo!
I get her! Not solo!
You see if I did it?
Defensive starters for the Wildcats.
From Jerry Brewer Stadium in Jasper, Indiana, this is Memorial Tiger Football on IndianaSRN. Tigers football is brought to you by IU Sports Management, Reynolds Farm Equipment, Mel K, Mechanical Electric Plumbing, Oakland City University, Pet Food Center, Memorial High School, and the Memorial Booster Club. It is week one of the high school football season. Glad to have you along with us here on IndianaSRN alongside Mike Scavara. I'm Jevin Redmond. And Mike, very excited for a couple of reasons. One, to have high school football back here throughout the tri-state, and also this new partnership with IndianaSRN, doing all 9 regular season Memorial Tiger football games. Also the partnership with the SIAC and some postseason football as well. A very exciting time.
Certainly an opportunity to bring us some good football, not only here in Jasper, but throughout the rest of the season in Evansville and surrounding SIAC schools. 2 premier football programs here tonight, Jevin, as both of these teams were successful last season, as the Memorial Tigers and Jasper were the top 2 teams in the SIC last year.
Yeah, it's 2 programs that are very successful. There are some question marks, though, on paper heading into the season. We'll get into that more here coming up next. This is Tigers football on IndianaSRN.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, would you please rise?
Hey folks, good to be with you for tonight's game. My name is Andy Simpson, and I'm a licensed IHSAA football official, and welcome to Friday Night Football, powered by IndianaSRN. On behalf of the 340 football officials, the IHSAA, the crew here at IndianaSRN, we hope you enjoyed tonight's game, and more important, don't forget to subscribe to the IndianaSRN YouTube page. As you're watching tonight's contest, I'm going to show you a few of our signals that will help you better understand the information we are trying to convey. Touchdown, safety, first down, holding or illegal use of hands, encroachment, or offsides commonly known, false start or illegal formation on the offense, or a free kick scrimmage violation, face mask, intentional grounding, roughing the passer, clipping, illegal shift, illegal motion, illegal block, pass interference by the offense or the defense, delay of game, and the one signal we dislike and you as fans don't like seeing, unsporting. We'd like to thank everyone for tuning in tonight and following us on IndianaSRN. You can also tune in to the Football Weekly Show and Coach's Show every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. on IndianaSRN.org. Finally, if you've ever thought about becoming an IHSAA official, www.ihsaa.org and click on the Officials tab or call the IHSAA office at 317-846-6601. Now, sit back and enjoy the game.
Indiana is the site of week 1 of the high school football season as the Memorial Tigers take on the Jasper Wildcats. Again, with Mike Scavara, I'm Jevin Reppin here on IndianaSRN. And Mike, let's take a look at the Memorial Tigers coming into this year. Last year, another successful year, as you mentioned, 11-3 was their final record, losing in the semi-state to Mount Vernon Fortville. It's been a successful program the last handful of years. However, you look on paper, there are some question marks. One area there is not a question mark is at the quarterback spot. Caleb Elsterman, he's a senior, and he's the guy that the Tigers want to lead this team. One
of the top 2 or 3 quarterbacks in the Southern Indiana Athletic Conference, and he's got some great career stats, but he threw for over 1,800 yards and 18 touchdowns last season.
And on the defensive side for Memorial last year, they allowed just 13 points per game. Again, they have a lot of holes to fill. However, on that defensive line, senior Kelton Farmer, man, he is a very imposing presence on the line.
Front 4 for the Tigers.
On the home side tonight for the Jasper Wildcats, last year they went undefeated in the regular season, first time since 2012. However, they lost their first postseason game to Northview here at home, 28-14. And again, they're led by senior quarterback in Grant Young.
Well, Grant Young, certainly an opportunity for him to lead this team's quarterback like Elsperman. In fact, he only threw for about 600 yards last year, but he had a great opportunity. He's a running quarterback. He'll use his legs as well as his arm.
Another senior to feature on the Jasper side, wide receiver Charlie Cabrick.
Well, Cabrick is one of the 3 defenders in the secondary that's coming back, and not only will he be hawking the football, he'll be doing a majority of the kicking for the Wildcats.
So as we get set here for week 1 of the football season, Mike, these are 2 teams very familiar with each other. They're used to kicking off the season against each other. Jasper has won the previous 2 meetings.
In fact, they've kicked off the season every year since 1997. And as we talked about, 2 premier programs in Southwest Indiana. And really looking in Class 4A, this is probably the best matchup the entire state, because Memorial comes in ranked 7th in the Associated, or 7th in the coaches poll, 8th in the Associated Press, while Jasper is 8th overall in the Associated Press and 11 in the coaches poll. And both of these coaches are highly successful. In fact, Coach Hurley and both Coach Lewis, Hurley for Memorial, Lewis for Jasper, have been state championship head coaches.
Now, you've been around high school football for quite a while, plenty of week 1 experiences. If you're inside each of these locker rooms, again, we've mentioned very successful programs, but some positions out there, they'll be seeing their first varsity reps. So plenty of nerves tonight. What are some keys on both sides to settle those nerves, you think?
Well, the opportunity to play football here in Southwest Indiana is a great one. Certainly in Joe Rollator Field here at Jerry Brewer Alumni Stadium, what a great atmosphere. So Coach Lewis, he's going to have to be really concerned with making sure that they get hydrated and they have a depth problem. They've got 7 players starting on both sides of the football. You're looking at Coach Hurley. They're on the road. They have a great opportunity to come away with the win and certainly come out on top a game where they've lost, as you said, the last 2 years. Overall series, Jasper leads 26-20.
Tigers taking the field opposite of us here at Jerry Brewer Stadium, awaiting the arrival of the home team. And Mike, real quick, let's go back to last week. You had the scrimmage, and I know whenever teams scrimmage against each other, it's very vanilla, both offensively and defensively. You're just getting some reps in. But we both were at that scrimmage for Memorial as they took on Castle. What impressed you about the Tigers last week? What are some things that stood out?
Well, certainly an opportunity for the younger players to get a lot of playing time. But when the first units were out there for both offense and defense for Memorial, not a lot of mistakes. Of course, I'm sure your head coach Hurley and the coaches, they really checked out the footage on the scrimmage and certainly made some adjustments. But an opportunity for Coach Lewis, when Jasper took on Heritage Hills, a very complicated offense. They call it a flix-bone offense, very similar that a lot of the academy use, and timing is of the essence in that one. So that's really, I think, the takeaways, finding the timing down to get ready for tonight.
Even with a completely healthy team, the Tigers still have a lot of holes to figure out this year, but they are down a couple of players tonight, which adds the element of some new faces on the field. And
one opportunity, the next man up theory, as coaches like to say, and we'll see a situation where offensively and defensively, there's going to be a lot of fresh faces because they've only got two players going both ways, two good ones. Cassidy along with Winesapple. Well, on the other side, as we talked about, Jasper, they're going to have 7 players going both sides, so they're going to have to come away with a lot of opportunities to move the football and eat up time off the clock and keep the Memorial offense off the field.
Well, Jasper takes the field, greeted by their student section to our left. And Mike, I tell you what, you come to Jerry Brewer Alumni Stadium, regardless of what the week is or what the weather is, they always have a great crowd, and it's a very lively atmosphere.
Well, you look at these programs, both of them have been successful over the years. As coming up for football here tonight, I'm excited, and I know you are too.
Let's do it. Kickoff is next. Tigers and Wildcats from Jasper here on the IndianaSRN. Tigers football is brought to you by Wrights Memorial High School, providing an environment where God inspires, we educate, and students thrive since 1925. Check out our website at wrightsmemorial.org for more information. Captains meeting at the midfield stripe. Appears the Tigers have won the toss and they will defer to the second half. Therefore, we'll see the Jasper offense on the field first. And Mike, let's focus first on a couple of quick keys for the Tigers defensively, since that'll be what we see first.
The front four is going to have to control the line of scrimmage as they'll, with the formation that they have, a tight end and a couple of slot backs, just the one back, the fullback lines up about 4 yards behind the quarterback for the Jasper Wildcats coming in. He is going to be a runner as well as a passer, Grant Young. So stopping the run and trying to get off the field will be the Memorial defense. And they'll probably have to rotate up because they have 4-3 front. They'll try to probably give an 8-man in the box type situation.
In a season ago, the Tigers went 11-3, losing in the semi-state. Jasper undefeated in the regular season. First time since 2012, but they lost their first postseason game to Northview here at home.
Pete Barrett, a freshman, will be kicking off for the Memorial Tigers, and deep will be Ernie and Bear for Jasper.
The 2022 football season is underway. Kickoff goes to the far side of the field. On the return for the Wildcats, this is Caden Ernie. And Ernie scoots up near the 30-yard line. And now we'll see the Wildcats offense first here this evening. And again, senior quarterback Grant Young.
Nice special teams coverage there. Simon Schultz on the tackle.
Last year, this Wildcats offense, very efficient. They averaged almost 35 points per game as you get a look at their starting lineup. And they're very young up front, especially on the right side of the offensive line. A pair of sophomores in Nordhoff and Rue.
Look for Grant Young to be a key, because he's either going to hand off, they'll put guys in motion, he can pitch or he can keep it. A lot of what they call RPOs, run pass options for the senior QB.
First play comes from the Jasper 30, and they give it right up the middle for a short gain. Carter Holsworth got a couple of yards there.
Nice job there by the linebackers. Again, Carrick Johnson, the only returner for Memorial there in the linebackers. Their secondary, rather young as well. Jackson Draper, one of the guys that got a lot of playing time last year. 3 yards on the carry.
Holsworth listed as a 6-foot, 180-pound junior. Got the first carry of the night. 2nd and 7 for Jasper. And before the snap, we have whistles and some early movement on the Jasper front.
5-yard penalty will move it back 5. As these early season games, a lot of penalties sometimes we'll see for both squads. But both of these teams, I'm sure, have been coached up making sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah, even though it's normally a very disciplined team on both sides, early in week 1, new season, there's some jitters out there, so we'll see these teams try to get settled in here in the opening quarter.
3 receivers out and a slot back and 2 out to the right side.
On 2nd and 12, quarterback Young pitches it near side, past the 40 and twisting his way to the 44-yard line.
So it goes from the 28 to the 44, so a 16-yard pickup and the first down of the ball game. That's the flex bone option. They fake to the fullback. They have the quarterback run out, and he tosses it. Good for the first down. They move the sticks.
That was Braylon Bear, one of the few players for Jasper that saw some action that is starting here tonight offensively. He had just 4 carries last year for about 60 yards. Gives Jasper a first down from their own 44-yard line. Quarterback keeps it, and he is sandwiched just past the 45-yard line. It's a short gain. One of the first men in there for the Tigers to make contact was Kelton Farmer. We'll be talking about him plenty tonight and throughout the season.
Also, the linebacking core coming up, that was Broshears, along with Jack Brackett. 4-yard pickup.
But 2nd and 6 for Jasper. They go 2 wide receivers to the far side. Young gives it up the middle, and he was sandwiched. That was Holsworth on the carry, but flags will negate that very short gain. That's a second false start here from Jasper.
Yeah, procedure penalties. Again, you'll see a lot of motion, a lot of faking as the Memorial defense, as they say in defensive parlance, you got to stay at home, cover your areas. And you'll see a lot of this running. We haven't seen the ball in the air, but if we get in a 2nd or 3rd long situation, you might see Young putting it up.
So it's 2nd down and 11. The give is up the middle again to Holsworth, and Holsworth gains a yard. And so here's one of those situations where Jasper does not want to see themselves in. Those 3rd and longs where you might have to be forced to put the ball through the air.
Farmer, along with Drew Weinzappel, he was on the cover of the Indiana Football Digest, a 4-year starter for the Tigers.
Well, 3rd and 10 here, and Young last year, he played 7 games at the quarterback spot, completed 58% of his passes, almost 500 yards in total. Might be forced to throw it here on 3rd and 10, opening possession of the season. Young rolls out to his right under some pressure, dumps it off at the midfield stripe, and angled out of bounds is Tyler Atkins, a junior wide receiver for the Wildcats. They needed 10. They pick up 11. It's a first down for Jasper into Tigers territory.
One of their favorite offensive pass formations. They'll bring the one of the slot backs out into the flat, and then Young will have an option to either run or pass. This time he threw it, and got it into Tiger territory at the 45-yard line. Well, Jasper, first down by the rush, now by the pass.
For Atkins, that is his first varsity catch of his career. We talked about it quickly in the pregame show. No wide receivers starting tonight for Jasper. Had a catch last year at the varsity level. On 1st and 10, this is Holsworth, right up the gut, running in between the hash marks, and he carves out 4, just shy of the 40-yard line.
Garrett Johnson on the stop. This is vintage Jasper football. Started the opening game play with 12 minutes on the clock. Now they're down under 9 minutes. They've gone from their own 30 to the Memorial 40.
And certainly a team that you want to get off to a good start against, because once Jasper captures the lead, very tough because of their ball control. It's 2nd and 5. The Tigers 40. Quarterback Young keeps it. And he is bottled up shy of the 35-yard line, also shy of the first down. Looked like Garrett Johnson, who had almost 80 tackles a season ago, was one of the Tigers in there making the stop, and we have a 3rd and short.
This is where the Memorial defense might bring an extra lineman in or bring up those linebackers, as Jasper looking to keep this drive alive. 4 minutes into the game, no score.
3rd and short. Holsworth gets the call, and he is taken down at the 35-yard line. Needed just a yard, and appears to have gotten that yard. Another first down for Jasper as they're marching down the field here on their opening drive.
Kyle Holsworth, just a junior. Didn't have him in our starting lineup, but he certainly must have earned his stripes in practice this week and earned the start.
Well, they had Will Wallace listed as the starter, a 6'2 junior, and that made sense because last year had 26 carries for over 100 yards. Again, Wildcats offensively having to replace quite a bit of their rushing attack from a season ago. 1st and 10, here is Holsworth, and for the 3rd time on this possession, some movement by Jasper and a false start.
Well, that's slowed down Jasper, but they still keep going downhill, as we've played 4.5 minutes already, and Memorial has yet to touch the ball offensively.
This Tigers defense a season ago, they allowed 13.5 points per game, but they're having to replace 7 starters, and they're getting a test here on the first drive. Young rolls out to his left under some pressure, eludes one man, still on the move, now just flips it out, and the catch is made by Atkins. So very creative play by Young to keep the play alive, and he hooks up with Atkins for the 2nd time on this drive.
Yeah, that was an unconventional pass. That was a shovel pass forward, and they'll get it all the way into the Tigers' 32-yard line, set up a 2nd down and long.
It looked like Young might go down in the backfield for a loss. Instead, that completion to Atkins goes for 7 yards. Setting up a somewhat manageable 2nd down and 8. And again, already almost halfway through this first quarter, a very typical Jasper drive. Handoff, Holsworth squeezes through the initial line, near the first down marker inside the 30.
Holsworth on the carry for the Cats.
Holsworth has some good size, 6 foot. 181 pounds. He plays a lot bigger.
You know, Mike, I still remember doing a game a couple of years ago on the radio at the Wrights Bowl. It was Jasper and Wrights. Jasper threw the ball 1 time the whole game and won easily.
And that's one more than we've seen so far. Halfway through the first quarter, no score.
So it's 3rd and 2. They fake it to Holsworth. They pitch it back to Bear. He has some room, 20. Bear inside the red zone, yanked down near the 10-yard line. That's the 5'11 senior, Braylon Bear, his 2nd carry of this drive, and that's a big chunk of yards as they're down at the Memorial 11.
That's the quintessential triple option. Fake it to the fullback. Quarterback goes out, has the option to run or pitch. Bear got the pitch and made the corner and gets it down into the red zone. They mark it at the Memorial 11-yard line.
This will be the 11th play of the opening drive for Jasper. Young fakes it, runs right up the gut, wiggling toward the end zone. He's stacked up just shy of the goal line. It's a 9-yard carry for Grant Young, who a season ago rushed for almost 400 yards. And it'll set up a second down and short. Just like at the 2-yard line.
Yeah, just inside the 2-yard line. He's always a threat to run, especially down on the goal line. He showed it there. Memorial brings in a couple of extra defensive linemen.
On 2nd and 1, quarterback Young loses a couple of yards. Gobbled up by several Tigers white jerseys.
Knifing in there was Kelton Farmer along with Jack Brackett, and they'll move it back from the 2 to the 4. So a couple of yard tackles for loss there.
Those are two of your more experienced defensive linemen, Brackett and Farmer, in their senior seasons. So 3rd and 3 from the 4-yard line.
The fake, the fullback, the quarterback, and then the pitch has worked.
There's Young, pitches it back. Trying to turn the corner is Braylon Bear. He finds the end zone. Touchdown, Jasper.
That has been the play that has been successful the most here in this drive. So Jasper, with 4:20 to go, gets on the board first.
Lucky number 13, the 13th play of the drive, is a 4-yard rushing touchdown for Braylon Bear. He had 1 rushing touchdown a season ago. And Jasper takes off almost 8 minutes on their opening drive, and it's 6-0 Wildcats. Looks like some confusion now on the Jasper side. The late sub to get out there. Mitchell Leinebach hustles on. And it'll be a PAT attempt. Well, this is number 22 kicking, but we don't have a 22 on the roster. Low line drive kick, and he hooks it wide right. So it stays 6-0 as Jasper, 13 plays, 70 yards. They strike first. Here in week 1, 6-0 Jasper. You're watching Tigers football on IndianaSRN.
Support the local economy and save more when you shop at the Pet Food Center. We have over 6,000 pet-related items for dogs, cats, birds, fish, reptiles, turtles, rabbits, hamsters, gerbils, and more. Anything you want for your pet, we've got it. Includes full lines of the best pet food, bird seed, a full line of heated pet products, pet clothing, toys, and more. Walk in, curbside pickup, shop online, and free local delivery.
Anything you want for your pet, we've got it. The Pet Food Center.
6-0 Jasper as they march right down the field, mostly on the ground as expected. 13 plays, 70 yards. PAT was missed. So it's 6-0 Jasper. And Tigers football is brought to you by Wright's Memorial Athletic Booster Club. Join the tradition of supporting Memorial Athletics with the revamped and revitalized Booster Club. Join us September 10th for our annual Steak Night event. Like us on Facebook for more information.
Charlie Kabrick to be kicking off for the Jasper Tigers. Deep will be Luke Elsperman, Joey Briones, and Desmond Johnson. Looks like we've got the crowd is filled in quite nicely here at Jerry Brewer Alumni Stadium.
The student section to our left in that end zone, jam-packed. Large band here at Jasper as well. A little on the warm side, but pretty comfortable for August football. Short kickoff returned from the 15-yard line. This is Donovan Baker, and Baker with a solid return, galloping up that far sideline as he's knocked down around the 35 as we get a replay of the scoring play for the Jasper Wildcats. It was a 4-yard run for Braylon Bear.
That's that play they're successful on. They fake to the fullback, quarterback out to the left, and Braylon Bear runs it in from 4 yards. First points of the game go to the Jasper Wildcats.
Again, a 13-play, 70-yard scoring drive brought to you by Simplicity Furniture. They're located at 1309 North Greenwood Road in Evansville. Have fun shopping for furniture with the Coslets, Father Pat and sons Chase and Kelsey. Tigers start from their own 35-yard line. Give is up the middle, and squeezing through for a couple of yards is Donovan Baker, who had that return on the kickoff. Well, some new faces in the backfield for the Tigers, especially the running back spot. Baker last year had just 2 carries, and you're replacing a long list of guys that were very productive running the ball last year.
Xavier Tyler, along with Ray Briordi, they both combined for over 200 or 2,000 combined yards.
Elsperman to throw on second down, has time in the pocket. He threads the needle, and the catch is made by Luke Elsperman. Inside the Jasper 40-yard line, beautiful dart from Elsperman to Elsperman. The brothers team up.
From the 37 of the Tigers to the 39 of the Wildcats. So a big pickup there of 24 yards and a first down by the Tigers.
Luke Elsperman, a 5'10 sophomore, played in 5 games last year, had just 2 catches for 20 yards. From the Jasper 40, trips wide receivers near side. Elsperman to throw again. They set the bubble screen. Pass is caught. That's a short gain. Tanner Grease on the reception. Looks like he gets 2 yards. As you get a look at the Tigers starting lineup.
Well, the Memorial Tigers offensive line, a lot of experience. Cassidy Winesapple, 2 of the leaders there. And the pictures of the seniors, we also have underclassmen we did not get pictures for. So a great opportunity for the starting offense for the Tigers, getting those younger guys in there, getting some game experience, and moving the football here on their first 2 plays.
Straight lineups brought to you by Rockabar. 2nd and 8. Here is Donovan. He had a initial hold that he squeezes through before he's yanked down at the 35-yard line. That goes for 3 yards for Baker. As we get a look at the Jasper starting defense.
Jalen Van Slyke made the tackle, and a lot of people that are very experienced in the secondary. And again, 3 down linemen, they all down defensive linemen, they all start on the offensive line.
12 of the top 13 tacklers having to be replaced due to graduation on the Jasper side. And we have a flag, and this is the 4th penalty already here in the opening quarter against Jasper.
Elsperman went on the hard count, and not only 1, 2, 3, 4 Jasper Wildcats go off sides. And is it a first down?
It sure is. Well, they signaled a first down.
They might.
Nope, it's 3rd and short, says our lead official, Robert Davis. Our referees tonight, Robert Davis, Mark Carl, Dwayne Frobeater, Ryan Owen, and Jeff Schliesting.
Memorial offense almost exclusively out of the shotgun formation. 3 receivers out to the right.
Quick pass out in the flat is caught by Elsperman. He eludes 1 tackler fighting for that first down. I think he got back to the initial line of scrimmage, and Memorial will have an early decision here, which will be a pretty easy decision on 4th and short.
2nd down, didn't catch who was able to make the initial hit for Jasper, but no gain on the play. So quick early decision here. We're under 2 minutes already in a very fast-moving first quarter of these 2 Class 4A ranked teams. Now they'll bring in a fullback now. They'll take out one of the receivers.
Well, we saw in the scrimmage last week, Carrick Johnson lined up as fullback inside the red zone. And I think the Tigers are going to have to use a timeout here. Play clock down to 1. And so when we come back, the Tigers have a 4th and short from the Jasper 30 on the IndianaSRN.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
After the Tigers timeout, they have a 4th and short from the Jasper 30. Elsterman goes under center. Hands off the fullback, and they get the first down and much more, gliding right up the gut inside the 25-yard line.
They
is
took
Carrick
out
Johnson.
No, they took out Johnson because they kept in a fullback position was Donovan Baker. So Baker just straight up the middle. They challenged the offensive line, and they won.
So Baker needed a yard, ends up getting it 7. Tigers keep their opening drive alive.
They're going to try to match Jasper's opening drive, which resulted in a 6-point touchdown by Bear. The extra point was missed. That's why Jasper here in the last minute of the first quarter is up 6-0.
We're inside a minute. Each team has had the ball once. 1st and 10. Elsterman to Donovan, running right side. Gets a decent chunk of yards. Tackled shy of the 20. Say a gain of 3 for Baker.
Yeah, good pursuit. Victor Peter, the initial hit. But give him about 3. And that could be the last play of the, as you said, a rapidly moving first quarter.
Well, we started at 7:30 Eastern time up here. It's 7:53, so about a 23-minute first quarter. It's not too shabby.
It's almost like a running clock.
Well, the Tigers are content with having their next snap in quarter number 2. So Memorial on the move, and they'll have a 2nd and 8 when we come back after the first quarter. Here in the week 1 opener of high school football, Jasper in front 6-0. You're watching Tigers football on IndianaSRN.
Melk, located in Evansville, Indiana, provides mechanical, electrical, and plumbing solutions nationwide. We deliver quality service to the industrial, commercial, and healthcare industries. If you have a big project, we bring big solutions. That includes designing and installing green energy systems that benefit your business. Our in-depth knowledge and commitment to safety make us the perfect partner in MEP contracting. Contact us for an estimate on your next project. Melk, big projects, big solutions.
Time for the second quarter here from Jasper, Indiana. Alongside Mike Scavara, I'm Jevin Redmond, producer Jerry Collins. In our first broadcast of the season, in partnership with IndianaSRN, we'll have all 9 of the Tigers' regular season football games and also into the postseason. And we remind you that Tigers football is brought to you by Oakland City University, Southern Indiana's premier faith-based professional university. Enter to learn, go forth to serve. Contact OCU at GoMightyOaks.com. All right, Mike, what are you seeing on this opening drive from the Tigers offensively? It's a good response so far after Jasper scored first.
They're getting good offensive line charge, and that's opening up some holes. A couple of nice big pass plays. This drive started at the Memorial 35-yard line. They're down to the Jasper 21. And, again, as you said, each team only 1 possession in the first quarter. You rarely see that.
2 wide receivers near side for the Tigers. Again, Donovan Baker, who's been busy on this opening drive in the backfield. Now they reorganize a bit.
Having some problems getting people lined up.
Play clock down to 5. Elsterman hands off Baker, stutter stepping up the middle, and he's stacked up inside the red zone. Forward progress will shut him off at the 18-yard line.
And Jalen Van Slyke leading a charge of 4 defenders. So the ball on the right hash mark, just underway, second quarter.
Baker has good speed getting through that initial line of scrimmage. I thought he was going to get more than just those 3 yards.
Well, I got that defense. Looks like you have some running lanes because they stack 3 linebackers behind basically the 3 down linemen. So they got 6 against your 5 blockers.
3rd and 5. Elsterman in the pocket under some pressure. Rolls to his right, has to get rid of it, flings it toward the end zone out of bounds. Good pressure by the Jasper front, and it's 4th and 5 for the Tigers.
Well, they've got to get inside the 15 to the 14 for the first down. Decision time for Coach Hurley and the Tigers.
That was Elsterman's first incomplete pass of this drive. Last year he completed 61% of his throws, threw for over 1,800 yards, 18 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, but again working with quite a few new wide receivers, and one guy that is out tonight with an injury, Leo Collins, who was a big part of the offense last year.
They're going to run this. They've stopped the play clock, so I'm not quite sure there. They're going to reset it. So here we go.
The 3 wide receivers set.
2 backs in the backfield, maybe a guy in motion.
On 4th and 5, they run it with Donovan Baker. He needed 5 yards, and he's right near that stick. Hard to tell from our vantage point.
Van Slyke on the initial hit.
And he got the first down, so pickup of 6 for Baker, and maybe Coach Hurley going with some backwards thinking. Jasper probably preparing for the pass, and they ran it right up the middle.
I'll mark it at the 12. Donovan Baker doing a nice job running the football on that play. Good second effort. Got him the first down.
Baker's been busy on this drive. On 1st and 10, pass goes out in the flat, caught by Luke Elsperman, and he weaves his way back inside that hash mark. Knocked down at the 12, so that's just a quick strike of a couple.
Charlie Kabrick, along with a couple other defenders, drags him down. Ball near the left hash mark. Again, this drive started with 4:20 to go on the first quarter clock. We're down to 10.5.
This next play will be number 12 of the drive. Actually said no gain on that play, so it's 2nd and 10. Elsperman with a pitch. This is Hugh Pierce. Pierce at the 15, Pierce to the 10. Wrapped up around the waist. Had to work hard for those 3 or 4 yards.
Leading the charge was a couple of defenders that did a nice job coming away. Bradley was the first guy to hit. You can see him knocking down
Drew
Pierce.
Bradley.
Yep. Pierce, one of the wide receivers. They put him into the backfield. Now they'll go back 3 receivers out to the left, ball on the right hash mark.
So it's 3rd and 8. Elsperman flings it, back pylon, and the ball is broken up, incomplete. They were trying to hook up with Tanner Grease. Good play by the Jasper secondary.
And Charlie Kabrick did a nice job knocking the ball away at the very last moment.
Number 3, Luke Elsperman, was broken up by number 1, Charlie Kabrick.
And we might have a field goal attempt.
That's the way it appears. 4th and 8 from the Jasper 10. So it'll be a 27-yard field goal as the Tigers try to get on the board here.
Take the 4th and 8 from the 10-yard line.
Again, a freshman kicker,
yeah.
Pete Barrett.
The 5'9 freshman.
Replacing Nico Brome, who kicked for the last couple of years.
Left-footed kick is on the way, and it splits the upright. So the Tigers do get on the board. 13-play drive capped off by a 27-yard field goal from Pete Barrett. At 6-3 Jasper, early second quarter here on IndianaSRN.
Melk, located in Evansville, Indiana, provides mechanical, electrical, and plumbing solutions nationwide. We deliver quality service to the industrial, commercial, and healthcare industries. If you have a big project, we bring big solutions. That includes designing and installing green energy systems that benefit your business. Our in-depth knowledge and commitment to safety make us the perfect partner in MEP contracting. Contact us for an estimate on your next project. Melk, big projects, big solutions.
Well, each team has had the ball once, and each team has scored. Jasper got a touchdown their opening drive. Memorial was shut down inside the red zone. However, a 27-yard field goal from Pete Barrett probably makes him feel pretty good. The freshman kicker comes in and knocks one through from 27 yards.
And he'll have an opportunity one more time to kick it. He'll be the kickoff man as the Jasper Wildcats and the Memorial Tigers from Evansville. Again, 2 Class 4A highly ranked squads. As Jasper coming in, winners of the last 2 matchups. looking to make it 3 in a row, a three-peat for the Wildcats as the Tigers defense. We'll see if they can stop that drive, as each team's had 13 play drives.
End over end kick. Comes to the near sideline, return from the 13-yard line. This is Landon Fleck. Fleck lost the football. It's on the turf. Tigers say they have it. And they do. Our first miscue of the game. And scooped up by the Tigers, Simon Schultz.
Schultz, Johnny on the spot there. The first turnover, as Jevons says, a good hit. We'll have to see the replay, see who made that.
First and 10 Tigers at the 34.
Landon Fleck on the return. Someone got their helmet on football, I think.
That was, I believe it was number 46, and that was Ben Zemer. In any case, the Tigers are in business back on offense. That's the way to keep the Jasper offense off the field, by getting the turnover on the kickoff.
And now you have a tired Jasper defense right back out there, because the Tigers' opening drive went 13 plays. From the 34-yard line, Elsterman on play action. Moving to his left, trying to elude pressure. Flings it far sideline, incomplete. Too tall for his target, which was Hugh Pierce. Good pressure applied by Caleb Sinninger, the 6'2 senior for Jasper.
Rolling out left. When you're rolling out left, your right-handed thrower, that's a tough pass. And the receiver very wisely coming back to the football, helping his quarterback out. But good defense. So that stops the clock, 9-10. And the Tigers down by 3, looking to tie or take the lead.
2nd and 10, Baker in the backfield. Had quite a few carries in the opening drive. Gets his number called here, right up the gut. Darting forward past the 30. And approaching the 25-yard line, they spot him down at the 27. So that's just a simple 7-yard carry right at the chute for Donovan Baker.
Jack Cassidy, Drew Weinzep, Marvion Vaughn, Aiden Waller, and Lewis Seward all got off the ball, and they blew their defenders back at least 4, 5, 6 yards. Maybe come back with the same play.
Handoff goes to Baker. Got tripped up at the initial line of scrimmage, but then buries his head, diving forward, and he picked up 3 or 4 yards right around that first down marker. And it's a first down. As our lead official, Robert Davis.
Each team with 4 first downs, each with a passing first down and 3 rushing first downs. They'll start the clock. Fresh set of downs. Then Jasper had a 7-minute, 40-second drive to start the game, and they've not had the ball since.
Baker again up the middle. Gets a few yards. That was Cameron Howard, the first man to slow him down, wrapping him up around the waist. He gets inside the 20, so the Tigers operating inside the red zone. And, well, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Right out the middle for 5 more yards.
That ball's not real heavy, too. We're in the red zone. We need to find a sponsor for the red zone. We need to have call Matt Weber, our halftime guest. He's the athletic director at Memorial. We need to get that and what else? Our scoreboard, too.
There's your homework for this week, Mike.
There you go.
2nd and 5. Tigers inside the red zone for the second time tonight. Elsperman on play action. Has some time, rolling to his left, and he fires incomplete. It was bobbled by Tanner Grease. Looked like the throw was on the money, but Grease couldn't handle it.
And Caden Ernie, he almost came up with that interception.
22, Tanner Grease is incomplete.
So now it's 3rd down for the Tigers. It's interesting. They're rolling him out to the left, and you mentioned a couple of plays ago for a right-handed thrower. That's kind of tough to do for Elsperman.
Well, the nice thing about that is you got plenty of room out there because the short side of the field is to the right. Coach John Hurley calling the offensive plays. We'll see what the head coach calls.
Coach Hurley in his 15th season at Memorial with a record of 119 and 62.
That's the 3rd best in the history of any head coach.
Here's Baker, tries to cut to the outside. He can't turn the corner. And that was Victor Peter, who stuck him right away. Baker may have gotten a yard, and This will be the third fourth down play the Tigers have had here in the opening half.
Well, if they don't get any more yards, it would be a 34-yard field goal attempt.
Kicker Pete Barrett just made a 27-yard field goal and had plenty of distance on it. Right now the offense stays on the field for the Tigers. It's a 4 wide receiver set, trips to the far side. Big play early in this game. Pass is dumped off to Baker. Baker looking for the first down, diving forward, and he gets it inside the 15.
Middle screen. The Tigers go deep into the playbook on that one. Following the Tigers for a while now, and haven't seen that one very often. Another first down.
10 Tigers at the 12.
Nice job there. The linemen, they can be downfield because Baker caught it behind the line of scrimmage. And they got some blocks and a good second effort by Donovan. Gives them a fresh set. Halfway through this second quarter already.
You know, theoretically, the Tigers have had the ball since the 4:20 mark of the first quarter.
Exactly.
Fresh settle downs here from the Jasper 12. They pitch it to Baker. Running left side, now cuts it back inside. It's going to come back because of a hold. Guilty party there is going to be Drew Weinzappel, it appears.
First Tiger penalty of the night.
So it's against Drew Weinzappel. That's someone you wouldn't expect to have an early penalty. He's a fourth-year starter, All-State left guard, 6'2", 235.
And it's more than 10 yards because it was about 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Mark it at the 26.
One of the missing pieces tonight for the Tigers is on that left side of the line with no Edward Hardig, who's 6'6", 285, going to Miami, Ohio. So it's a 1st and 24. We'll see if the Tigers can chip away. They spread them 4 wide. Bad snap. Elsterman handles it, moves up in the pocket, flings it right down the middle, and it's incomplete. Broken up again by the Jasper secondary. That was Caden Ernie, the sophomore, who got his paw in there.
Broken up by number 13, Caden Ernie.
Elsterman had to drill it in there. Here's a replay. Had some running room, might have a chance to get some yardage there, but ball incomplete, stops the clock.
You know, once Elsterman started to move to his left, I think his eyes shifted because Donovan Baker was wide open middle of the field. Initially, that's who I thought he was throwing it to.
3 receivers out to the right. Again, with the ball in the middle field, this time he might be able to roll to the right.
On 2nd and long. Heaves it toward the end zone, and the pass is incomplete. They were trying to connect with Hugh Pierce. I don't know if it came out of Elsterman's hand funny or if it got tipped, but didn't have a whole lot of mustard on it, and it's 3rd and long. I guess here, Mike, you'd look at just trying to get a chunk of yards to give yourself a chance at a field goal, right?
And get it in there because where it's at now, it's a 43-yarder. That's maybe pro type, but high school, it'd be difficult. And 2 receivers on each side. Looks like Jasper's going to come with a blitz here, maybe.
On 3rd and long, dancing in the pocket. Elsterman throws low, and it is picked off by Jasper. The secondary comes up big once again, plucking it right off the turf is Grant Young.
Yeah, Grant Young,
the senior.
The quarterback. They put the athlete in there in a passing situation deep in the territory. Elsterman rolls left, tries to get it to the receiver, but Young dives, picks it up off the turf, and the first turnover of the game for the Tigers. Gives the ball to Jasper deep in their own territory on their own 16.
So Grant Young back on the field leading the offense. Completed a couple of passes on their opening drive, which feels like forever ago, maybe because it was. Opening drive of the game, they went 13 plays, 70 yards, 7 minutes and 40 seconds. Give is up the middle, short gain to the 20. Looks like it's Holsworth once again.
Number 6, Carter Holsworth on the carry for the Wildcats.
By the way, for Young, that is his first interception of his varsity career.
Came at a very fortuitous time.
So it's 2nd and 5 for the Cats. Quarterback in trouble. Gets out of 1 tackle, make it 2 tackles. Young trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. And it looks like we have a man down as well for the Wildcats. That is Braylon Bear, who is injured back at the 20, and we also have a flag on the field. So quite a bit of stuff going in that individual play.
Lewis Seward's on the stop for Memorial.
Flag came in the area of holding. We'll see if that is what it is. And Braylon Bear, the injured player we just mentioned, back up on his feet with some assistance. The face mask against the Tigers, that is the penalty. And that will give Jasper a first down.
First penalty, first down for either squad.
The second flag in total against Memorial. Of course, their first one really halted that last drive after Tigers special teams forced a turnover.
Yeah, each team from offensive possessions, only 2. And we're under 5 minutes to go here in the first half. Jasper scores on the opening drive, a touchdown, extra point missed. Memorial answers with a field goal.
Young wants to throw, heaves it, diving attempt, and the catch is made. Just shy of the 45-yard line. What a grab by Tyler Atkins.
And Young was getting pressure. Comes in there, backs up. Good. All of a sudden, Kelton Farmer comes in there. But give Atkins, he leaves his feet and comes up with the first down catch.
They led him perfectly. That was Young's favorite target on that opening drive. Him and Atkins hooked up a couple of times. Atkins just a junior for Jasper. Holsworth greeted by the linebacker, Carrick Johnson. Johnson stacks him up, 4-yard gain.
That's your bread and butter play for Jasper. It all starts with the snap to the quarterback and either the fake or the give, this time the give to the fullback.
Well, Jasper wanting a score here for more than one reason. The obvious reason you want to score, but also Memorial will get the football first in the second half. Already approaching halftime. Very fast moving first couple of quarters.
The referees got paid by the hour. They wouldn't make much money tonight.
Well, they tried to hand it off to Holsworth. Young ended up keeping it himself, but he was yanked down very quickly. It was Kelton Farmer that got on there, right?
Yeah, his second tackle for loss this time. They mark it at the 45, so it's a loss of 2?
Farmer last year, he had 11 tackles for losses.
Yep.
Had 70 tackles in total. You mentioned to me last week at that scrimmage watching him that I really enjoy the way he plays.
And he uses that wrestling technique out there. Again, 2-time state finalist for Memorial's Larry Mattingly's wrestling team.
It's 3rd and 8. Young rolls out, has to get rid of it quickly, throws, ball deflected, incomplete.
Not sure if it was touched by Carrick Johnson or not, but that stopped the clock. And that'll bring up a 4th down and our first punt situation of the night.
They were trying to hook up with the tight end, Cameron Howard.
Rolls left, again, getting pressure.
I think he got a hand on it, yeah.
Yep.
Regardless, I don't think they were going to be able to hook up with Howard. Throw was off target, and so now we have our first punt of the evening, and the punter for Jasper is Charlie Cabrick. Cabrick last year had just 1 punt. It went 21 yards.
Hugh Pierce, the man deep for the Tigers.
Tigers will have a couple of minutes to drive down the field. They also have 2 timeouts in their back pocket. And before the snap, the play clock expired, so we'll have a delay of game.
Flag on the play.
That's the 5th 5-yard penalty against Jasper.
So here comes the punt from Cabrick. Good spiraling kick. Backing up Pierce. It bounces inside the 15 and is dead right around the 13. Boy, marvelous punt by Cabrick.
47 yards. The pros will take that one.
And before the Tigers start this offensive drive, we remind you that Tigers football is brought to you by Mel K. For all your commercial, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing needs at Mel K. Big projects, big solutions.
12-yard line.
Memorial's 3rd possession of the night. Starts deep in their own territory. They marked it at the 12, so give it a 48-yard punt. Not a lot of possessions, not a lot of scoring.
Last drive ended with an interception. Grant Young picked off Caleb Elsterman. Elsterman last year threw 7 INTs. This is Baker, not much running room. Maybe lost a half a yard.
Baker on the carry.
Good push by the front. 3 for Jasper, allowing the linebacker to come in. You're right, no gain. 3 receivers out to the left.
2nd and 10.
Pressure.
3-step drop. Elsterman throws, pass deflected and falls to the turf. Incomplete. That was Drew Bradley, the linebacker, who got his hand on it. 3rd down.
It's a 3rd and 10 from the 12.
The Jasper defense looking to force a 3 and out. Under 2 minutes to go in the half.
That would be nice for the Tigers to pick up a 1st down here, because if not, you're backed up, punting from your own end zone. Jasper will have all kinds of time with 3 timeouts.
If it's a running play, they might call one of those 3.
Elsterman tries the wide receiver bubble screen, and it is unsuccessful, so it's a 3 and out. Great stand by the Jasper defense. They've not come up big on back-to-back possessions.
Well, that'll bring up a punt situation. First time for Memorial.
Back to receive.
And Donovan Baker will be the punter.
Back deep to return for Jasper is Caden Ernie. Ernie set up around the midfield stripe.
Number 5, Donovan Baker, back to punt.
Baker had a 34.7 average last year.
Gets away a high short kick. We'll see how it bounces in favor of the Tigers. And I think the Tigers will take that, punting from their own end zone. Jasper will start from the 43-yard line. Again, Tigers football brought to you by Pet Food Center, with locations on Evansville's east, west, and north sides, and also in Newburgh, Indiana, and Owensboro, Kentucky. Anything you want for your pet, we've got it at Pet Food Center.
45-yard punt by Donovan. So Baker puts the ball on the other side of the 50 with 1:29 to go before halftime. Each team scored on their first possession. Jasper a touchdown, Memorial a field goal.
Quarterback keeps it himself. That's Young, has some running room at the 50. And he's twisted down inside Tigers territory at the 44-yard line.
Desmond Johnson to stop, but not after Young picks up a rushing 1st down.
At the 44-yard line.
Need a sense of urgency here now.
And they still have 3 timeouts to work with, Jasper does.
You might see the same play the other way.
Young rolls to his left. looking to throw, goes across the middle, and it's caught just shy of the 30. And that is brought in by Caden Ernie, the sophomore. It is a first down. It stops the clock with 58 seconds. Well, good protection up front, too.
Just going to say that. And rolling left, throwing right. Defender was right there, but not after they pick up the first.
Clock starts to move again inside of 50 seconds. Young under pressure, still on his feet, takes off running inside the 30. To the 25-yard line. Jasper will more than likely burn a timeout here, and they do. With 32 seconds to go, another creative play by Grant Young as he ends up getting 6 or 7 yards after he was almost brought down for a sack.
Okay, get your half-pot tickets out.
Good job by Young that time, evading a couple of tacklers. As the timeout gives him a break.
And so we'll step aside. Late second quarter. This is Tigers football in IndianaSRN.
Why do our students love Wrights Memorial?
Because our academics prepare students to succeed in college and in life. I believe in educating our students to their highest potential. I believe in creating a welcoming, faith-based learning environment. And I believe a memorial education is the foundation for a bright future.
Explore the endless possibilities at Wrights Memorial.
Melk, located in Evansville, Indiana, provides mechanical, electrical, and plumbing solutions nationwide. We deliver quality service to the industrial, commercial, and healthcare industries. If you have a big project, we bring big solutions. That includes designing and installing green energy systems that benefit your business. Our in-depth knowledge and commitment to safety make us the perfect partner in MEP contracting. Contact us for an estimate on your next project. Melk, big projects, big solutions.
Jasper on the move, second and short here. They just burned their first time out of the half. 32 seconds to go. Young pitches it. Here is Bear trying to turn the corner of the 20. Bear does inside the 15 before he is gobbled up at the 14 is where they will mark him down. So it's a 10-yard gain for Braylon Bear. That play right there has been very successful for Jasper.
That has been the play of the game for Jasper. I think every time they've run it, Bears picked up close to double digits, and we have another timeout for Jasper.
Yeah, so Jasper takes their second timeout of the half, and still 24 seconds to go.
In the red zone this time, as what they'll do is they'll run that play, that RPO, run pass option, triple option, fake it, and then have the quarterback go out and pitch it to Bear. And Bear's got good yardage. He's probably got the majority of their rushing yards on those plays. As looking for a stout defense for Memorial here in this last 24.8 seconds.
And Bear was the man that scored the touchdown for Jasper back in the first quarter.
On 4 yards on that same exact play.
441-437. Claim your prize here in the press box.
So the ball's on the left hash mark. So you've got a right-handed quarterback, so you've got a run-pass option situation there. And if anything, it could be in field goal range, but we'll have to admit we're going to have to find out the kicker's name.
Well, it is Elizaris. He's just going by a different number. We did find that out.
Oh, we did find that out?
So it is their expected kicker.
Gotcha.
Also want to remind you to stay tuned during halftime. We'll have a special interview. Mike Scavar will talk with Matt Weber, athletic director at Memorial High School. Before the snap, whistles come from the far sideline. And now Memorial calls for a timeout.
Timeout, Memorial.
Took a couple seconds off the clock. They'll probably put that up.
So Coach Hurley saw something he didn't like, maybe with the formation Jasper came out, and I was going to ask last time out, if you're in that Tigers huddle, what are you trying to clean up defensively?
You need to be still play your positions, and interior they're looking good. It's the pursuit to the outside. They might have to widen the outside linebackers and widen the secondary. Again, what that does is that allows some more holes over the middle. It's the chess game. You know, whenever you're playing defense, our long time ago from a defensive coordinator, he says, who's got, because this was before they had whiteboards and everything, he says, who's got the chalk last? If I can find out what formation you are in, I can make adjustments. But give Jasper credit. They have moved the football when they needed to, and it's going to be a situation where a turnover will be big here going into halftime.
This has been one of your typical Memorial Jasper slugfest so far, and the scoreboard indicates that 6-3 right now, Jasper. It's been a game on both sides. Neither team's really had the football too many times.
Well, in fact, for Jasper, this is only their third possession. Memorial's only had it 3 times.
Flags fly.
Too many guys moving at the same time.
That's the 4th or 5th time that's happened with the Jasper run.
Well, that's the 6th 5-yard penalty. And the 4th, you're right, procedure penalty. Moves them back 5. When your coaches, especially when you're down in the red zone.
We saw a very animated Tony Lewis here on the near sideline in his 4th year at Jasper, record of 22-8. 21st season overall as a head coach. He's been a few different places.
Yeah, in fact, he's coached in 4 different states as a head coach.
Really remember for his time at Wrights High School in Evansville. Here is Young, rolling to his right, throws it toward the end zone. Leaping attempt is incomplete. And he was trying to hook up with Braylon Bear. Bear has been a pain on the ground for the Tigers defensively, and that time the connection through the air did not work out.
Good pressure. He had time, though, but just couldn't connect. So I'll bring up a second down. We're down to 16.5 seconds.
You wonder, too, about Elizaris in terms of the kicking game. He did miss that PAT, hooked it well right of the upright.
Well, the first time kicking, you get nervous. He'd like to redeem himself if they don't score a touchdown.
Jasper has to hustle. They're inside 5 seconds on the play clock. Young, 3-step drop, throws it, pass is caught, and it's a touchdown, Jasper. It ends up being a 19-yard touchdown strike.
Bear again.
Guess who? Braylon Bear.
Their second touchdown of the night. First one via the run. Now via the pass. And Young really threaded the needle on that defensively.
Tell you what, for an offense that doesn't throw the ball all that much, Young has looked good.
And that's a first down passing.
So Jasper is going to go for 2 points here. And they are also going to burn a timeout to talk about this 2-point conversion play.
Timeout, Wildcats.
Well, this half really changed. We thought the Tigers had all the momentum, maybe going into halftime after the fumble and the kickoff. The 6-3 score. Memorial starts inside the Jasper 40. That drive ends up an interception, and then Jasper comes right back down your throat, and they take a 2-possession lead.
Well, they scored on their opening drive, 13 plays, 70 yards, 7 minutes and 40 seconds. And in this one, they do it a lot quicker. They go 57 yards in a minute and 19.
It's the people. That's why they're the best.
They're going to put the ball right in the middle of the field, so a balanced field. So Jasper can go either direction on this one. You might see a run-pass option, fake it to the fullback, have Young roll out one way or the other, and maybe run the pitch or keep it himself.
Bear, who just made that touchdown catch, had 1 touchdown reception a season ago, and the quarterback Young threw 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, they're going to go with a single fullback, 3 receivers out to the right. This is a 2-point play that they practiced on Tuesday probably.
This for their 2-point conversion. They come back to the near side. It's hauled in by Tyler Atkins.
They roll wide. Everybody goes right. They bring Atkins from the right side slot all the way across the field to the left, and he was wide open. So Young on the touchdown pass, on the two-point conversion pass, makes it 14-3. Jasper.
And we'll step aside. You are watching Tigers football here on IndianaSRN.
The goal isn't graduation day. It's a better every day after. It's the first day in your new career. Your first pay raise. The 5th day of that week-long vacation. It's the first paid holiday home with your family. Or the day of your last car loan payment. Much sooner than you thought. At Ivy Tech Community College, we don't just care about your degree. We care about your life. Let's get started at ivytech.edu.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
(14-3), Jasper in front. Just 10 seconds left here in the second quarter as we have our kickoff. That is Kabrick. Angles it near sideline. The ball rolls out of bounds. And so we recap that last drive for Jasper after the defense got a 3 and out. Had fairly good field position around their own 40. They marched right down the field and they capitalized through the air. It was Grant Young hooking up with Braylon Bear, a 19-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah, some Felicity Furniture recap of the scoring. 10 plays, 57 yards in just a minute and 19 seconds. And if you want to have some fun looking for furniture, see the Coslets.
They're located at 1309 North Green River Road in Evansville. Father Pat and sons Chase and Kelsey.
Ball will be placed at the 37-yard line, where the Tigers will start 1st and 10 from the 37.
Yeah, on the kickoff going out of bounds, it's either 25 yards from where you kicked it or where it goes out of bounds, and that's an advantage for Memorial for a couple yards.
Well, they do have one timeout left, 10 seconds to work with, so you're thinking 2 plays here. Maybe 3 if you're super efficient. I would think the goal would be to get in a situation where you can set up a Hail Mary.
Well, you might want to pray for one right now because they'll put 5 guys across the field, deep about 15 yards, and then they might rush 6.
And I would think Jasper, they'll give you the middle of the field to maybe one quick strike called timeout and one chuck toward the end zone. Now, right now, I think Coach Hurley discussing it over with our officials about where the football should be after that ball went out of bounds at the kickoff. It stays at the 37.
If you're a defensive back, no one behind you.
Quick pass. Luke Elsherman has it 45-yard line. And he is taken down just inside Jasper territory at the 49. Clock stopped with 3 seconds to go because of the first down. And again, the Tigers will burn a timeout here, then have one final play.
14-yard pickup.
Moves it into Wildcat territory at the 49-yard line. 1st and 10 Tigers at the 49.
And there's your timeout.
Yep. Timeout, Memorial.
So I guess you look at some options of who you can throw this ball to. You don't really have a ton of tall wide receivers that can go up and get it per se. And we'll go back to a play from earlier in the game, brought to you by Telemetry Sports. This is the run with Braylon Bear. They turn the corner. There you see the miles per hour on the run by Bear. And say 18 miles per hour, that's getting up there for a high school athlete.
You do that when you're working out, don't you, Jevin? At least that.
That's my cruise control, is
okay.
18 miles per hour.
Well, Bear has done the job. He scored both of the touchdowns. In fact, he scored all the points. Check that. Two touchdowns and then a 2-point conversion to Atkins.
telemetry sports for more than 6 years. They've been working with the NFL and multiple college football teams as a data and technology provider.
This is the you go long and hope you catch it for a touchdown, or maybe we get a defensive penalty.
Final play of the first half. I just throw it out here quickly into the flat. Hugh Pierce could not haul it in, and that is how our first half comes to an end. So Jasper scores on the opening drive of the half and the final drive of the half. As the last one was a 19-yard completion to Braylon Bear. They got the 2-point conversion, so it's 14-3. Jasper at the halftime break. And Mike, let's kind of focus on the Memorial perspective. I guess, is there more concern going into recess with the offense, the defense, judging by that first 24 minutes?
Well, the offense was able to move the ball on their first possession, but since then they have not picked up a lot of good yardage. Picked up 42 yards in the one possession. They pick up about 14 in this one. Defensively, though, they've been taken advantage of on the outside, and Bear on the option play. And if we had to pick one play that has been detrimental to the Tigers here in this first 24 minutes, it's been that option pass or option toss from the quarterback to Bear. So that's going to be the first opportunity to address.
And real quick from the Jasper side, I would think they have to be very pleased with the ground game, but also Grant Young has thrown the ball very well, giving them that threat as well.
That threat, and they've done a nice job with the young receivers playing defense in the secondary. Elsford has had time, he just hasn't been able to connect.
Tigers will get the football first to start the third quarter as they trail here 14-3. As you are watching Tigers football here on IndianaSRN, and coming up here in just a few moments, we will have an interview with the athletic director at Memorial High School, Matt Weber. So that is coming up next on our halftime show. 14-3 Jasper here in the opening week of the regular season on IndianaSRN.
School football fans, welcome back to Friday nights, to pure spirits, to pure sports. Welcome back to high school football.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back!
This is Friday night. This is Indiana high school football. This is your IHSAA.
When I'm at a Super Bowl and I walk in that stadium at kickoff time and I see that football sitting down there on that field, I get goosebumps because I sewed that football. I am Jane Helser. I recently retired. I started working at Wilson on April 13th, 1966. I was 19 years old. I put an application at Wilson. I got the job, never thinking that I'd be there for 48 years. I enjoyed what I did, so I just stayed.
The Wilson football factory here, it's actually like a secret. I was raised about 20 miles from here and never even knew this place was here. We make NFL footballs year-round. We manufactured the ball for every Super Bowl, and every point scored in the NFL since 1941 has been scored with a Wilson football. Jane was the longest tenured employee when she retired.
I would get up at about 3:30 in the morning to be on the job at 5 a.m. I had to oil up my machine every day. I could sew about 150 footballs a day. A football is made from a big piece of leather. It's cut out like a cookie cutter, and that panel is split down to a certain size. They're stamped with a logo, and then there's a lining that's put on it to hold the shape of a ball. When I get the football, it's in 4 panels. There's the top 2 panels. Those 2 are sewed together, leaving the opening. Then I sew the bottom 2 panels together. After the lace holes are punched and the seam are pounded down, then I sew the full section together. The rule of thumb is you don't make a good football sewer until you run a needle through your finger. One time the needle just slid up underneath the foot, stuck in my finger. They put an ice pack on it, took me to the doctor, he cut it out, and I went back to work the rest of the afternoon. I'm tough. The turner gets the nice job of turning it right side out. Then it goes to the lacer, he or she, puts a bladder in it and then laces it. After it goes to the lacer, it's molded. Then the ball is ready to be inspected.
Sewing the football together is probably the most important quality as far as manufacturing. The ball has to have perfect seams, the ends have to line up perfectly, and therefore I think sewing is probably the most critical job in manufacturing the ball. We do not want to change the product in its total, because the most important thing is the integrity of football. So our thing's consistency, make a consistent product that feels the same to the player every time they pick it up.
There's a cold swing. I tell people that I've been to 9 Super Bowls, but I've never been to an Ohio State football game. I've been to Miami twice, Tampa twice, Arizona twice, soon to be the 3rd time, New Orleans and Indianapolis. I'm just a worker that got a job when I was 19 years old and stayed there and was able to try to do the best job I could. And I've been rewarded greatly for it.
All I ever wanted was to feel loved. He said he loved me. My friends told me it wasn't a big deal. They thought he was so cool, but they didn't know what he wanted me to do.
All I ever wanted was to feel loved. You have no idea the kind of pressure I felt to take things to the next level. Things were moving so fast. I was basically the only person in the freshman class who hadn't done it yet. So we did.
I loved him.
I thought she loved me.
My health class had CPR at school. I stayed after class to talk with the instructor about it. They showed me that it didn't have to be that way.
They showed me that I get to make my own choices.
There is another way.
That's the best thing CPR gives you. Another way. A better way.
A healthy way. Sometimes you don't see it because you're in your own world, but they don't make you feel bad. They talk to you like a real person, and they save kids from really unhealthy decisions. They tell the truth, and they know what they're talking about. So yeah, my life was different. I started to choose the better way.
I honestly don't know where I'd be or what I'd be doing had it not been for CPR.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 21 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
Welcome back to Jerry Brewer Alumni Stadium, Joe Rollator Field in Jasper, Indiana, where the home team, the Jasper Wildcats, lead the Memorial Tigers of Evansville 14-3 as We are at halftime, and we have a great opportunity to talk with the athletic director of Evansville Memorial High School, Matt Weber. Well, Matt, on the road for the Tigers the first time, down 14-3. But an opportunity to watch it this year on Web TV, a video stream, as Evansville Memorial is partnered with IndianaSRN, along with the other Southern Indiana Athletic Conference schools to bring video action all season long, not only for the Memorial alumni and friends, but also the opponents' alumni and friends as well, and supporters. So a great opportunity for Memorial this year. Just talk a little bit about that partnership that Memorial is able to forge with IndianaSRN.
Well, it really came from Coach Hurley. I'd say probably February or March. We were sitting down, kind of wanting to get to this point where we were streaming, all of our games, not just a few games here and there, but to have all of them out there for our alumni and our fans that can't always travel to the game to give them a chance to see it. So, and you helped us along there a lot there, Mike, reaching out to different places, and we found a great partner with IndianaSRN. And I can't tell you how many people I had texting me in the first half telling me how great this is, to be able to watch this at home, not have to travel if they're elderly. It's a lot of the people that do that. A few people from out of town are excited. This morning I got a hold of Jerry and Keith and kind of asking, what all outlets it would be on, what all platforms, and I sat there for an hour and a half and texted everybody on my phone with a Memorial connection.
And you are good at texting. I can attest to that.
Yeah, I can text fast. That's one of the few talents I do have. But no, we're excited. We're excited to produce something with great quality, and it's a partnership that we look at to continue in football for many years. And ideally, hopefully, we can expand this to other sports in the future. And we're getting our feet wet in it, but I think we got a good stronghold to start with, and we got good support from the community, and I think it'll only grow in the future.
Well, Jerry and Keith do a good job in the Indianapolis area, and they've reached out to the Evansville area, and being at the cutting edge of the streaming certainly says a lot for your ability as a leader and the athletic director and Memorial Athletics, and certainly the Memorial community led by President Christian Mosick as a great opportunity for the Memorial and taking advantage of that opportunity.
Yeah.
Well, not only excitement with the streaming of video, but there's excitement in the community as well as a revamped and revitalized Wrights Memorial Booster Club. How did that all come about?
Yeah, that was kind of one of my goals getting into this job 2019, that first fall. Right when I got my head above water, the world pretty much shut down with the COVID. So, it kind of got put on hold there for a couple years. Like you said, President Mosick has allowed me the freedom to kind of fail at this if it doesn't work out. Not that I think it will, but he's allowed us to kind of revamp the Booster Club, and we had an event last week out at Venue 812, the Old Western Ribeye there on Weinbach Avenue, and I was expecting coming into it, I was thinking probably 25 people. We walked in and we had 75, 80 people, and it was a great night. Coach Hurley was there along with Coach Bill Veith, our boys soccer coach, and it was a great night. It was really exceeded my expectations, and it's something we have some great momentum with. And, I always hear the glory days and the stories of how we had those Booster Club meetings and all of that. And I started in 2006, and I think that's right about when it died. I don't know if I was the one that caused that, Mike, but it's been great to see that momentum and that excitement back. And that Tuesday, I was floored at the amount of support we had.
Well, a lot of synergy, and certainly alumni, not only in the Evansville area, but throughout Indiana and throughout the rest of the United States. And certainly our partnership bringing Memorial football, we can always use more support, not only encouragement, but monetary as well. So if anybody has a sponsor, they can get a hold of you.
Yeah, just have them reach out, call the athletic, call the school. They'll get you down to the athletic office, and whether you want to sponsor a business or just donate to the cause, we're more than welcome to have you. So it's something, it costs a little bit of money, but we want to do it the right way. We don't want to we're trying to keep it out of the students' hands, and, we wanted to do something first class, and I believe that's one of the reasons we jumped on getting with IndianaSRN was we didn't want anybody else down here to really jump on it. So
well, being
that
an
was part of my thinking.
Being athletic director, Matt Weber, just very quickly, tell us what's the main thing that you do?
Main thing I do is try to keep everybody happy, which is impossible, Mike. I'll tell you that. Yeah, it seems like I anger most people, but no, it's a job. There's no 2 days alike, and I really do enjoy it. I do got to thank my wife and my kids for allowing me to put in the time, because I do truly enjoy this job. So.
Thanks a lot, Matt Weber, the athletic director for Evansville Memorial. We are at halftime as the Jasper Wildcats lead the Evansville Memorial Tigers 14-3. As we'll be back with more as you're listening to Tiger football here on IndianaSRN.
Support the local economy and save more when you shop at the Pet Food Center. We have over 6,000 pet-related items for dogs, cats, birds, fish, reptiles, turtles, rabbits, hamsters, gerbils, and more. Anything you want for your pet, we've got it. Includes full lines of the best pet food, birdseed, a full line of heated pet products, pet clothing, toys, and more. Walk in, curbside pickup, shop online, and free local delivery.
Anything you want for your pet, we've got it. Pet Food Center.
Why do our students love Wrights Memorial?
Because our academics prepare students to succeed in college and in life. I believe in educating our students to their highest potential. I believe in creating a welcoming, faith-based learning environment. And I believe a memorial education is the foundation for a bright future.
Explore the endless possibilities at Wrights Memorial.
Support the local economy and save more when you shop at the Pet Food Center. We have over 6,000 pet-related items for dogs, cats, birds, fish, reptiles, turtles, rabbits, hamsters, gerbils, and more. Anything you want for your pet, we've got it. Includes full lines of the best pet food, birdseed, a full line of heated pet products, pet clothing, toys, and more. Walk in, curbside pickup, shop online, and free local delivery.
Anything you want for your pet, we've got it. Pet Food Center.
Why do our students love Wrights Memorial?
Because our academics prepare students to succeed in college and in life. I believe in educating our students to their highest potential. I believe in creating a welcoming, faith-based learning environment. And I believe a memorial education is the foundation for a bright future.
Explore the endless possibilities at Wrights Memorial.
Just about ready for the start of half number 2. Jasper in control, 14-3. Alongside Mike Scavara, I'm Jevin Redmond. Jerry Collins, our producer. Broadcast number 1 of the season with IndianaSRN. Glad you could join us. Let's recap real quick the scoring from half number 1, as the Tigers will get the football first here to start the third quarter. Scoring start on the opening drive. Jasper very methodically went down the field, 13 plays, 70 yards, 7 minutes and 40 seconds off the clock, and it was a 4-yard touchdown run from Braylon Bear. The PAT was missed, so it was 6-0 Jasper. Then the Tigers came back. They also went 13 plays. The drive concluded with a 27-yard field goal made by freshman kicker Pate Barrett. It was 6-3 Jasper. That was with about 9 minutes to go in the second quarter. The final score of the half came very late in the second quarter. A 19-yard touchdown pass from Grant Young to Braylon Bear. The 2-point conversion was successful on a pass from Young to Tyler Atkins. So that's where we are here, 14-3. Jasper ahead as the Wildcats are getting set to kick it off. Wildcats going for a third straight victory against Memorial. And with that, Charlie Cabrick is set to get us underway here in the third. End over end kick. Good return up the middle. Some running room. 40 to the 50. Near sideline. He's loose. This is Hugh Pierce. He will take it all the way down the sideline to the house. Touchdown, Tigers!
85 yards as Cabrick put it up in the air. Pierce among 3 receivers comes up the middle of the field, cuts out to the right side about the 50-yard line, and then outruns any defenders. That's a great way to start a second half if you're John Hurley's Tigers.
Well, that answers my question that I was about to ask you, Mike. How important is this opening drive for the Tigers? Well, there you go. Just take it to the house on the kickoff.
Go one better. Just use his special teams as Hugh Pierce showed his speed, flashed his speed. A nice job at the second level. Got some good blockers as they'll bring in the extra point attempt by Pete Barrett. And just like that, Memorial back into the football game. Whatever Coach Hurley said at halftime, he might have to bottle that and market it.
So the Tigers will kick a PAT.
Yeah, you don't want to chase points right now.
Still early. This will be the first PAT for Barrett again. He made that field goal from 27 yards in the first quarter. Barrett puts his left foot into it. And the kick is good. So a strong start for the Tigers here in the third quarter. On the return by Hugh Pierce. Pierce last year scored 1 touchdown for Memorial, and that was through the air on the receiving end. And we remind you that Tigers football is brought to you by Wrights Memorial High School, providing an environment where God inspires, we educate, and students thrive since 1925. Check out our website at wrightsmemorial.org for more information. And well, there is no scoring drive, but that kickoff return brought to you by Simplicity Furniture. They are located at 1309 North Green River Road in Evansville. Have fun shopping for furniture with the Coslets, Father Pat and sons Chase and Kelsey. This will be a big stand now for the Tigers defensively. One, to get some maybe confidence back and some mojo on their side after they were beaten up some in that first half.
Each team only had the ball 3 different times, and really, even though Jasper had that 7-minute and 40-second drive to start the ball game, each team had the ball about half the time. But Hugh Pierce on a special teams kickoff, 35 yards, makes it within a 4-point lead for Jasper. Each team had a turnover in that first half, too.
Well, you know, I thought defensively in that first half for Memorial, they did a pretty good job against the run in terms of stopping their running back, Carter Holsworth, you know, between the tackles, but it was Braylon Bear that really gave them some trouble.
Yeah, Braylon Bear, if you have a player of the game brought to you by the Rocket Bar, he would be it. And we've got a 15-yard penalty against Jasper. Didn't see what it was. Maybe we won't speculate, but it was 15 yards, so Memorial will kick it from. This is an opportunity. Instead of kicking it 10 yards past the end line, you might want to try an onside kick. That's the 7th penalty against Jasper for 45 yards.
So here's Barrett with the kickoff. They do with an onside kick. And it is scooped up by Jasper at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, Jasper's going to get decent field position, but an opportunity there to come up with the football. The Tigers did not.
We had 2 options there. You could have done that or also maybe kicked it inside the 10-yard line trying to pin him deep and play the field position game, but I think it's worth the risk there trying to get an onside kick.
Well, Jasper looking to replicate their first possession of the ball game, where they went that 13-play, 7-minute and 40-second drive. Bayer on a 4-yard run. Let's see what Coach Lewis talked about at halftime. I think we knew what Coach Hurley talked about.
Young keeps it himself right up the middle, dragging tacklers. He gets 6 yards. Kept those feet moving.
Just a steady Eddie, nothing flashy quarterback. What a great leader out there. And as a result, Young picks up 6.
I was really impressed in that opening half. Young throwing the football. He throws it better than I was anticipating.
Yeah, coming in only having 591 yards passing last year. Of course, he got about 6 or 7 games in there. Jasper does not throw the ball much.
2nd and 4. The give is to the running back, and they carve out a first down. And that was Holsworth on the carry. We go back to the kickoff return. Telemetry Sports. Let's see how fast Mr. Hugh Pierce was moving down the near sideline. 18.9 was his top speed.
He picked up speed as he got into the second half of the field, too.
Telemetry Sports, more than 6 years, has been working with the NFL and multiple college football teams as a data and technology provider. A couple of top speeds at 18 miles per hour, one from each side tonight.
Motion.
Young keeps it, and he is bottled up by several white jerseys. Short gain of 2.
Fake it to the fullback, keep it. Actually, what he did was he went up right on the off tackle, right. Actually, the fullback was a blocker for him. Give him 3.
Last year, Jasper's offense, they averaged 268 yards per game on the ground. So far, they've used a trio of guys trying to make up for the top 5 rushers who graduated last year. Young pitches it. Here is Bear. Bear cuts it back inside. Not much running room, and a flag flies in the area of holding. Much better adjustment there by the Tigers defensively, bottling up Bear.
Or if maybe a defensive, we might even have a face mask.
It was a gain of 2, but we'll see what the...
that was the bread and butter play the first half, and they went to the well, but could not come away with more than 2.
And it appears that it is on Jasper.
Yeah, hold.
That was Carrick Johnson. He was signaling over toward the Tigers sideline, whether or not they wanted to accept the penalty or not.
Yeah, Leo Collins, Caleb Elsperman, Carrick Johnson, and Drew Weinzappel, the 4 senior captains for the Tigers. They'll mark it back to the 40 in Jasper territory. Got 8 penalties for 55 yards against Jasper. Memorial a couple for 25.
That's very un-Jasper-like. So it's 2nd and 17. Young hands it off. Not much to work with there for Holsworth. Tough sledding. He gets 4 of those yards back, and now Jasper on a 3rd and long.
Well, look for that slot back out in the flat. Wide receiver maybe cutting over the middle. The Tiger defense can negate that by getting pressure on the quarterback. Played 3 minutes here in the second half. Memorial on a second half kickoff return makes it a 4-point Jasper lead.
It's officially 3rd and 14. Young rolls out to his right. Pass is broken up. It's incomplete. That was Carson Anslinger, the junior safety, who got his right hand in there.
And Young was being hounded by Jack Brackett. Didn't have a chance to set his feet, so Memorial will force a punt for the 2nd time in the game by Jasper.
We'll see Charlie Cabrick punt. I tell you what, his first punt was a dandy in the first half.
48 yards.
48 yards. Cabrick in his senior season had a good spiral to it as well.
Well, Hugh Pierce, the man who scored the kickoff. I'm sure the Memorial fans would like to see him run back another 85-yarder.
So Pierce back lurking around his 20-yard line. High snap. Good job by Cabrick to handle the punt. Another booming kick. Pierce will run out of bounds inside the 10. I mean, he really didn't have much of an option. He could have maybe let it bounce, hoping it goes in the end zone, but Cabrick, another booming kick. How far was that, Mike?
And 49 yards.
So just a tick better than his first punt.
Yep.
You're seeing it on the TV, but it's not one of those wobblers that takes a good hop. That's a spiral through the air.
Yeah, 2 inside the 12. So Memorial deep in their own territory. Need to get some things going offensively to try to maybe make up this 4-point deficit to Jasper.
Last time they were in this situation, late second quarter, they went 3 and out. Important to at least get that first down to give you some breathing room. Elsterman fakes the handoff. He takes off running. And Elsterman is pinballed at the 15. It's a gain of 6 yards.
First play from offensive scrimmage for the Tigers.
Elsterman, a guy that can move fairly well for a quarterback, but not somebody you really think of as a true running threat.
Well, he picked up 7, though.
He did on that, yeah. Last year, around 50 carries for 165 yards. Of course, some sacks factor into that as well. Here, Pierce back there along with Baker.
Here comes the blitz.
This is Pierce looking for some space and gets tripped up shy of the 20. However, he has a first down. It's a gain of 5 for Pierce. Hoping Pierce can maybe elude a tackle or two and get into the open space. He was fun to watch in that kickoff return.
Well, they saw his good running, so they put him back in the backfield. Well, they bring Donovan Baker back in there. Put Pierce at a receiver.
Pierce in motion. Jet sweep. Pierce looking for some blocks. Gets around, tries to turn the corner past the 30, and steamrolls his way up to around the 35-yard line. That's a gain of 15 on the jet sweep. Elsterman to Hugh Pierce. That's one way to use his speed.
Nice job there. Nice blocking at the point of attack by the wide receiver there. And Pierce comes out of the game. I don't know if he got shook up or what, but he's to the sidelines.
Hopefully it's just a stinger for Pierce.
3 receivers out to the left, wide side of the field.
On 1st and 10, the give is to Baker. Baker not much room to operate. Gets the 38 for a gain of 4.
Good acceleration there, but good pursuit by the Jasper defense. Jasper, Jevin, has rolled down one of their cornerbacks, giving a 4-man front. That's the adjustment they've made at halftime. At least they have here in this possession.
It's 2nd and 6. Baker back there again with Elsterman. Caleb fakes the handoff. Quick pass nearly picked off by Charlie Cabrick as he jumped in front of that pass.
Tanner Grease on the slant. Bring up a 3rd down and long.
Elsterman has been picked off once tonight, and that was by Grant Young. Cabrick, one of the guys we featured on the pregame show.
Yeah, he's a 2-year starter captain. He's the leader out there. Rapidly moving 3rd quarter as well.
Big 3rd down here for the Tigers. Pass across the middle, through the hands, and incomplete. Tanner Grease would have had a first down if he could have pulled it in, but it slipped through his fingertips.
That'll bring up a punt situation for the Tigers.
Look at it here again. I don't know if the throw is just a tad behind him or if he just dropped it. I think he just dropped it.
He won't like seeing that when they break down the film.
Grease, a 5'9" junior, had just 5 receptions a season ago.
Donovan Baker to punt it away as Braylon Bear deep for Jasper.
Bear has been a dangerous man tonight. Low line drive kick. Bear plays it on a hop. Swarmed by Tigers jerseys. Short return of about 5 yards. Tigers football brought to you by Wright's Memorial Athletic Booster Club. Join the tradition of supporting Memorial Athletics with the revamped and revitalized Booster Club. Join us September 10th for our annual Steak Night event. Like us on Facebook for more information.
39-yard punt, Bear from the 23 to the 32, a 9-yard return. So Jasper will set up shop. Their second possession of the second half, up by 4.
Young under center with Holsworth right behind him. Give is to Holsworth, and he chews up 2 yards. Getting tackled by 3 Tigers white jerseys. Kelton Farmer in there, as he has been most of the night. They also gave Alex Broshears, a sophomore linebacker, credit for the tackle. Broshears just a sophomore. Saw some action last year.
Well, Memorial defensively, I'm sure Coach Ben Johnson wants them to flip the field and give the Tiger offense a short field, not having to go 70, 80, 90 yards.
On 2nd and 7, the play was almost blown up. Young keeps it in his back pocket and is able to get a positive yard or 2 out of it. Well, that play was blown up quickly. Is that Jack Cassidy in there?
No, that was Kelton Farmer.
And I thought it was 51 in there too.
Yeah, well, on the tackle, but Kelton Farmer was the one that blew up the play there, hitting the fullback, and Young did all he could just to get the ball out of the fullback's hands, out of Holsworth's hands.
Farmer, the 6'4" senior linebacker, highlighted his tackles for losses earlier. I guess if I question who was in there, I should just guess Kelton Farmer, because the chances are pretty good that he's the one disrupting plays. It is 3rd and 4 for Jasper. Flag flies. Young with a deep pass, far sideline, incomplete, and a second flag on the play.
We could have offsetting penalties here.
Flag in the backfield and a flag at the end of the play.
Referee Davis explaining it over to John Hurley. There might be 2 penalties against Jasper.
That official asked the Tigers if they want to decline the penalty back here. I don't know if he knew there was another flag in the secondary. So illegal shift and a hold will offset, and we will replay 3rd down.
That play never existed in the stat sheet.
Illegal shift is a call against the Wildcats and a holding call against the Tigers.
That'll bring up another 3rd down situation. If you're a Tiger fan, you're looking to force another punt. Of course, Bears been punting at pro level numbers.
He's been their best weapon. 3rd and 4, quick pass across the middle, tied in Cameron Howard. All kinds of running room into Tigers territory, down to the 35. A quick hitter, Young to Howard, 1st down Jasper.
Yeah, the tight end's been silent until now, and a great job that time as Cameron Howard, let's watch him. Nice release outside, gets in between the linebackers, and Jackson Draper has to come up with a big tackle there, or else Howard is closer to the Memorial goal line. 1st down, Jasper.
Howard 6'5", 195. The big play for Jasper. They give us to Holsworth. He carves out some running room before he is undercut at the 26-yard line. Gain of around 8 yards.
Not only was that a big play, but that was a mental lift for Jasper too. And a deflation for the Tiger defense. That all adds up to about an 8-yard gain.
Thought you had him stopped, then you had the holding penalty that offset the illegal shift. So keep the drive alive here, late 3rd quarter. Jasper trying to go back up 2 scores. Remember, they led 14-3 at halftime. And then Hugh Pierce opened up the 3rd quarter, taking the kickoff to the house. 2nd and short. Holsworth gets the 1st down. approaching the 20-yard line.
The most basic play in the Jasper offense right there. Give it to the fullback, either left or right. This time it was off the right side. Give credit to the offensive line. They're doing a nice job for Jasper.
Well, they're starting 5 on the line. The only returning starter
center
was Jackson Bauer, their 6'1 senior center. Talked about the right side being very young. Both Nordhoff and Roos sophomores. On first down, right up the middle is Holsworth. Inside the 10, down to the 5. And that is good enough for 18 yards. Holsworth right up the middle. He's had some space to run on this drive.
Yeah, same play the other way. Keep on running until they stop you. Now inside the 5, they'll mark it at the 2?
First and goal, Wildcats at the 2.
So first and goal from the 2. Bear has both the touchdowns tonight for Jasper, once on the ground and once through the air.
And I don't see him out there.
I bet it's Holsworth. There he is, stumbling forward, he's in. Touchdown, Jasper. Carter Holsworth from 2 yards out, and the Wildcats get their 2-score lead right back.
This drive started at the Jasper 32-yard line, and a couple of big plays, big pass play. That was a big play in that drive.
Yeah, it looks like Jasper will go for 2. So ever since their kicker, Elizaris, missed that PAT early in the ball game, they've gone for 2. They fake it to Holsworth. Young rolling out to his right. Stays on his feet. Oh, what a play by Grant Young. The 2-point conversion is good. The senior comes up with a senior-like play. And it's 22-10 Jasper here late in the third quarter. Young's used his arm some tonight. That time he uses his wheels. And we'll step aside as Jasper gets their 2-possession lead right back late third quarter. You're watching Tigers football here on IndianaSRN.
You want a career that will transform your life while you change the lives of others by helping them live well. With a health or exercise sciences degree from IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences, you will gain an in-depth understanding of the healthcare industry while preparing you for a variety of graduate and professional programs in health. And with Indy as your classroom, you'll have clinical options within leading hospitals right in our backyard, as well as a degree from Indiana University, reputable leaders in the healthcare industry. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Each team has scored once here in the third quarter. Jasper in front, 22-10. Give you a scoring recap here in just a moment after our ensuing kickoff. Good end over end kick will be returned from the 8. Middle of the field, 30. Trying to come back near side and bottled up. That is Donovan Baker on the return. And so we go back to that scoring drive for the Jasper Wildcats, brought to you by Simplicity Furniture. And a long drive, Mike, capped off by the Holsworth 2-yard run right up the gut.
11 plays, 68 yards, 3 minutes and 33 seconds. And the extra point run by Young gives Jasper a 12-point lead. And Holsworth a open middle. Yeah, he ran left, right, left. Got the score. So a 2-yard run. His first, obviously, score of the year.
Well, a very important drive here for the Tigers. Late third quarter, down 2 scores. They go trips to the far side. Low snap, Elsterman hands off Baker, and he is brought down to the backfield. A tackle for loss. Flying in there was Drew Bradley, the senior linebacker. Loss of 1, or maybe 2.
Good job by Bradley that time as he comes from all the way from the backside. Good hustle play there. Donovan Baker loses 2. Under 2 minutes to go here in this third quarter.
Couple of scores in from the SIAC halftime. Mater Dei is leading Central 21-0. Second quarter action, Castle thumping North 21-0. That is who the Tigers will see next week is North. And Wrights is leading Harrison in the second quarter at home 20-0.
3 shutouts there.
Jet sweep, Luke Elsterman, some running room, 30 to the 35, and he weaves his way shy of the 40 and sets up a manageable third down.
Good job there by Elsterman. They'll run that play 3, 4, 5 times a game, and they've got a play off of that. Well, they'll fake it and then try to get a pass play involved. Under a minute here in this third quarter.
It's a 3rd and 2. Low snap. Baker trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, and then he lunges forward and extends the ball out to the 40. It's close to the first down marker. That second effort from Baker may have gotten it for Memorial.
Yeah, Will Wallace made the initial hit, but Baker's second effort, that's some of that weight room work, got it close.
And we are going to have a stoppage for a measurement.
9 out for measurement.
And so as they bring the sticks out, remind you that Tigers football is brought to you by Oakland City University. Southern Indiana's premier faith-based professional university. Enter to learn, go forth to serve. Contact OCU at GoMightyOaks.com.
Is it too early to go for it, or you want to try to get a good punt and put Jasper down deep and see if the defense can come up with a stop?
I don't think you can afford to punt it here. Not down 2 scores with how Jasper milks the clock. Also, you haven't really moved the football all that well lately, so I don't know if you can give up another possession. I think you have to go for it.
You bring up a second back in the backfield with a lead blocker. When you run exclusively out of the gun, it eliminates the quarterback sneak. And they're going for it.
Biggest play of the game, the Tigers side right here. 4th and short from their own 40.
Memorial actually brings in a tight end to the right.
Fullback gets the call, and he should have enough for the first down. That is Johnson right up the gut. He needed about 6 inches, so that should move the chains. Jasper side, they're faithful. They saw it differently. They thought he was shut off before the first down marker, and now we have an injured Wildcat.
He looks like he's not going to get up any soon.
Well, with how they're stretching him, that would indicate he is cramping, and very easy to do on a warm August night. Even though, we're pretty lucky considering how some of those week 1, week 2 games are in Southern Indiana.
Yeah, this is one of those towel games. You bring a towel to the press box and you think any of you have been in a shower.
Tigers football is brought to you by Mel K for all of your commercial, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing needs. At Mel K, big projects, big solutions. And I remember, Mike, first ever football game I did broadcasting-wise was at Henderson County. Henderson County,
okay.
Of course, the sun sets right in your eyes, and it was about 98 degrees and humid, and they needed a couple of towels that night.
When all the years that, if we add up all the years that you and I broadcast, I think we're on in the 60s. But in any case, player gets up, walks out on his own. It's Drew Bradley, and good for that young man.
And hopefully he is okay. And from the Jasper side, Bradley's played well defensively. He's been very active.
All right, Tigers with a fresh set of downs. And about a half minute to go. This could be the last play of the third quarter.
The Carrick 1-yard gain keeps this possession alive. Elstrom to throw on first down. Goes across the middle. It's picked off. On the return, coming to the near side is Will Wallace. And Wallace is brought down back at the initial line of scrimmage, which will be the Tigers' 40. The second interception from the Jasper defense.
Nice job coming back to the ball on the 48-yard line of Jasper. Brings it back to that line of scrimmage. Here's a replay. Elsperman looking on the slant pattern. Just threw it short. And Jasper, their second turnover of the game, gets the ball back with under 10 seconds to go in this third quarter.
Wallace did not have an interception last season. Second time Elshman has been picked off tonight, and a season ago he threw 7 INTs. Another Wildcat down as have 8 seconds left in this third quarter. The Wildcats in command now with the ball. Up 2 scores in Tigers territory.
And Memorial only points from the offense has been a Barrett 27-yard field goal.
That's right.
The other one was a special teams 85-yard kickoff return by Pierce. But Jasper's offense has looked good. Again, we need to start thinking about the Rockabar player of the game. As player of the game brought to you by Rockabar all season long.
Who would be your front runner right now?
Well, Bear has done the job. He's got a couple of scores, played well defensively. Of course, quarterback Young has done a great job engineering some drives. But that's one nice thing about football. You've got a little over a quarter left. And those player of the game selections, when we try to do them premature, sometimes backfire.
That injured Jasper player is number 9, Jalen Van Slyke. And Van Slyke back up now, getting some assistance. He walks off for the Jasper sideline. A little bit of a limp there from Van Slyke, but he appears to be
well,
okay.
This is going to be the first time Jasper will have the ball on a short field. First time they start their drive in Memorial territory at the Tigers 40.
Could be the final play of the third quarter.
There's your basic Jasper formation.
It goes to the running back Holsworth right at the middle of 30. Cuts it back inside. And approaching the red zone, they're marking down right at the 20-yard line. And that's a gain of 20 for Holsworth. He is starting to carve out some large runs here in the second half.
And just give it the fullback up the middle.
And that 20-yard run takes us to the end of the third quarter. Jasper threatening for more. They have a 2-score lead, 22-10. Wildcats after 3. This is Tigers football on IndianaSRN.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
All-Star Sports, Denton, Spin, and Rebound.
Tigers in some trouble as they go into the fourth quarter, trailing by 12 points, and the Wildcats have the football 1st and 10 at the Memorial 20. Tigers football brought to you by Pet Food Center, with locations on Evansville's east, west, and north sides, and also in Newburgh, as well as Owensboro, Kentucky. Anything you want for your pet, we've got it at Pet Food Center. Well, kind of desperation time now for Memorial, Mike. Tigers defense maybe needs to find a turnover here.
That's for sure. Of course, we're at Jerry Brewer Alumni Field, and of course Jerry Brewer, one of the all-time winningest coaches in the state of Indiana. In fact, he's 3rd overall with 368 wins.
Holsworth right up the middle, another big chunk of yards for the junior running back. At around the 10-yard line, enough for the first down, so Jasper will have a 1st and goal. Score here to put him up 3 possessions.
That offensive line has taken over after that shock that Memorial had in the first 13 seconds of the second half on a kickoff return. Jasper has gone to their bread and butter, possession offense, keeping it mainly on the ground.
Holsworth has been the man of late. Gets it again, right up the middle, inside the 5, and Jasper getting a great push now from their front 5. Second and goal from the 4.
Give credit to that offensive line we talked about, and they're doing all the heavy lifting right now.
Now we have a Tiger down on the defensive side. And we go back to the interception from our friends at Telemetry Sports. Elsperman here, trying to go across the middle. Was picked off, and then on the return, let's see how fast.
Wallace
top speed, is that right around 16 miles per hour? Telemetry Sports, for more than 6 years, has been working with the NFL and multiple college football teams as a data and technology provider. Player speeds and accelerations that they are providing us is generated using computer vision, the same technology as autonomous vehicles. As you watch these players, keep in mind that over 18 miles per hour is very fast and impressive for a high school and college athlete. We've had 2 top out at 18 miles per hour tonight.
I don't think I can ride a bike that fast.
I called you last night. You said you were on your bike.
So. That's a stationary bike, though. Jack Brackett, the injured Memorial player, comes off on power-aided. If I was a betting man, I think Holsworth's going to try to get his 2nd touchdown.
I think so. It's been right up the middle, too. Nothing fancy. We talked about Jasper having to replace 4 of their top 5 rushers from graduation. Ashton Sheeter from a year ago had 753 yards on the ground. Cooper Ewing had almost 400 yards on the ground. I tell you what, between Holsworth and then Braylon Berry, throw in Young, who can run a bit, and then his arm has been better than I expected.
Well, big,
difficult
strong
to defend.
fullbacks. That's what Coach Lewis looks for. And once he finds one, he's actually got 2.
Second and goal from the 3. There's your man Holsworth, right up the middle. Touchdown Jasper for the 2nd time tonight. Holsworth finds the end zone, this time from 3 yards out. And Jasper has a 28-10 lead here early 4th.
They get a short field on the interception, and they only go 40 yards. And what, about 8 plays?
That was just 5 plays, actually.
5 plays. And they only had to burn up a minute 20.
So Holsworth has both Jasper scores here in the second half, and as has been the trend, Jasper going for 2. Young fakes the handoff, flips it back to Ernie, and Play never develops, so the two-point conversion is unsuccessful. However, Jasper has a 3-possession lead, 28-10 with 10:48 to go here in week 1 of the high school football season on IndianaSRN.
I'm Keith Myers, Vice President of IndianaSRN. Thanks for joining us. Do you know IndianaSRN broadcasts 350 games a year? All sorts of sports? Yeah, we do. Hard to believe, isn't it? IndianaSRN loves to put student athletes first on our website. If you're a business out there, we probably could help you too. Contact us at coach@indianasrn.org. Grandma from out of state thanks you. Mom and Dad who can't get to the game thanks you as well. In fact, our athletes watch the games over and over again. Our military has enjoyed the games as well. So sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN.
Back-to-back scores by Jasper has them up now 28-10. Latest blow came from Carter Holsworth from 3 yards out.
Another Simplicity Furniture scoring drive.
And now for the Tigers offensively, they really haven't found any traction here in the second half. First half, they moved the football some, unable to score a touchdown, though. Remember, the only time they found the end zone was on that kick return by Hugh Pierce.
Yeah, Holsworth kept that 40-yard, 5-play drive. It was only 1 minute 20 seconds on the drive, too.
K-Brick to kick it off for Jasper. That one will go out of bounds. Second kickoff out of bounds tonight. So the Tigers will get decent field position here.
We'll probably put it at the 35. Actually, the penalty for going out of bounds is it's either where it goes out of bounds or 25 yards from where they kick it.
We'll go back to the scoring play for Jasper, which was the trend right up the middle. Holsworth again, and especially that drive, the front 5 for Jasper really controlled the Tigers' defense.
Did a nice job there. As Memorial, they're looking for just anything good to happen here in this last quarter.
Of course, tonight the Tigers without one of their main wide receiver threats, Leo Collins, a bit banged up. Not expecting it to be long-term. Elsterman on first down. Has some pressure from behind, dumps it off in the flat, and that's the running back, Donovan Baker. Short gain of a couple as he's ankled out of bounds.
And the man that tackled him, he's got a cramp. Can't see who it is.
Well, that has been a trend here in the second half. These players starting to wear down just a bit. And
Victor Peter.
You know, Mike, you can go through all the conditioning and practice reps, but once those lights turn on, the game speed is just different.
And both coaches, I'm sure, were hydrating, but you lose a lot of fluid as the game goes on, especially Jasper. Of course, Peter just goes one way, but expend a lot of energy. He comes off to his own power. Give him a yard on that pass. And we might see the running game be shelved, and Elstrom put the ball up a lot.
He does here across the middle, and a nice strike into Jasper territory. That is Hugh Pierce. He takes it down to the 45. Elstrom had to stand in the pocket there and absorb a hit.
19-yard pickup.
Pierce last year had 11 receptions for the Tigers. Look here again as Caleb had to stand in there. Pressure bearing down on him. Throw was on target.
Yeah, when you got these 7-on-7 camps, you do a lot of passing, and that we might see something like that.
That throw goes to Simon Schultz. Pickup of 6 or 7.
You're going to go into the 2-minute offense with 10 minutes left in the game.
I'll give him 8 on that play to Simon Schultz, so it's 2nd and 2.
Three receivers out to the left. You might see Elstrom roll left.
Which he does. Still rolling. Across the middle. Brought in by Elsperman. That is Luke Elsperman, the younger brother. And the sophomore takes it inside the 20, down to the 19. That's an 18-yard completion. First down, Memorial, moving quickly.
He threw a dart that time. That might want to be the better passes that Ellspermann has thrown. You see him there? He squares his shoulders, and that allows him to get, and then Luke Ellspermann eludes a couple of defenders, gets it in the red zone.
Ellspermann takes off running, and he is forced out of bounds here on the near sideline. And that forced him out was Charlie Cabrick, the safety. That run from Caleb goes for a couple of yards, so it's 2nd and 8.
Ellspermann running the 2-minute offense, as we said. Maybe sprinkle it in there with a run just to keep him honest.
Single wide receiver near side here is Hugh Pierce. They go to the opposite side, and they throw sails over the head of Schultz. 3rd down.
3rd and 8 at the 17.
Good pressure that time. One of the Jasper defenders. Ellspermann didn't have a chance to really set his feet. 4-down territory, nonetheless.
They load up the far side with trips wide receivers. Again, Pierce here to the near side.
Yeah, he's double covered too.
On 3rd down, the throw goes across the middle, and nearly a 3rd interception that slipped through the hands of Caden Ernie. And it's 4th down.
Well, Ernie made Pierce adjust his route. That was supposed to be a slant, but Pierce had to go a little wide around Ernie, and then that messed up the timing.
Well, as expected, 4-down territory here. They would have any chance for the Tigers, game on the line.
Comes the blitz.
5 wide receivers set, empty backfield. The blitz is on. Ellspermann in all kinds of trouble, just has to get rid of it. Flings it toward the end zone, and the pass is short, and it is a turnover on downs.
Well, they get in deep into Jasper territory, but as you said, the defense stiffens and forces Memorial to go back on defense.
1st and 10 at the 17.
No bend, don't break approach by the Jasper defense.
And Coach Lewis is looking for a about a 6 or 7 minute 83-yard drive.
They have one score update just in involving the SIAC. North got on the board in their game against Castle, which is at halftime. Castle in front, 21-7. Tigers will be at North next week. Jasper will be home against Harrison, as Harrison is getting thumped at Wrights tonight. Drive starts from the 17. Right up the middle, and a big gain on 1st down. Bit of a new look there on the run for the Wildcats. That was Will Wallace. That's who we thought was going to start the game at running back.
I think Coach Lewis did a good job, though, with
yeah,
getting Holdsworth in there.
Well, Wallace was the only rusher returning from last year that had more than 5 carries. But Holdsworth has done most of the damage tonight in that running back slot. 2nd and 1. And a 1st down easily for Jasper. Back-to-back carries for Will Wallace, who is listed at 6'2", 215. He's pretty well built.
I just can't find more guys like that built for fullback.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
So we were talking some, in pregame about Jasper. Yeah, they have question marks, just more so because of there's some new faces and new names. But when you watch them play, they look the exact same as they did the year before.
Well, both these teams get storied programs. Memorial comes in as a school, 595 wins. Jasper, 565 wins. So there's a lot of wins out on the field there.
And whistles before the snap, I believe.
Flag on the play.
And it is some early movement by the Wildcats. Is that their 9th penalty, is that right?
Yes.
Majority of those came in the first half. They cleaned it up some since halftime.
Yeah, six for 30 yards, and they've got 3 for 30 yards here. Best thing about play right now is the clock's moving under 8 minutes for Jasper.
Yeah, they are in no hurry.
They might not snap it with more than 2 or 3 seconds on the play clock.
Here is Wallace, off right tackle. Keeps those legs moving, working up to the 35-yard line.
Reminder that we'll have you the Rockabar player of the game right at the conclusion.
We were talking about Bears some earlier, but Holsworth with a strong surge here in the second half to get in that conversation.
Certainly. And the Rockabar. Go there after the game. Of course, if you're driving back from Memorial, you got a ways to go, but they might stay open for you.
Is that where we are staying? You said you're buying, right?
Sure. Gina Herman there and her staff will take care of you.
We'll invite Jerry, too. He's going the other way, though. 2nd and 8 for Jasper.
Inside, reverse.
This is Ernie. Ernie, all kinds of room. 50 to the 40 far sideline and shoved out of bounds, but a big gain for Ernie. That was Sam Nichols who stopped the run on the Tigers sideline.
First time we've seen that play. The slot back on the right side. They fake it to the fullback going left, and then they come back right, and instead of Young keeping the ball, he gives it to the right slot back across the field and gets it into Tiger territory.
One more point, we were talking about Jasper and just how they continue to filter guys in and out every year. Such an impressive stat. Their last losing season, 1989.
Right, and they've only had one 500 season in that time period.
There's a gain of 4 right up the middle on first down. It's been Will Wallace, a heavy dose of him on this drive.
But here's a stat, John Harrell on his page. The winningest program in the state of Indiana in the last 5 years, Memorial with 60 wins. Of course, they went to 3 state finals in 2017, 18, and 19, and won twice in 17 and 19.
That's right. They had a 2-win season back in 2015, but since then they are 69 and 10. You mentioned 3 trips to the state finals, 2 championships, and 1 runner-up. Halfway through this fourth quarter on 2nd and 6. Another run up the middle.
Wallace.
Another first down for Will Wallace. Let's put that on repeat.
I have unofficially Jasper with 18 first downs, 13 on the ground. The Tigers with 10.
Wallace last year had 106 yards on the ground.
And remember, this drive started on the Jasper 17 with 9:25 to go.
Well, you talked about Jasper winning that, 6-minute drive, and they might just get it. Tigers call a timeout here with 5:35 to go as they trail 28-10. We'll take a timeout as well. This is Tigers football on IndianaSRN.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
Sure you want to make that move?
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Tigers had to burn a timeout to regroup a bit defensively. Tired defenders right now. They've been on the field quite a bit. Jasper in control and on the move here. 5.5 to go in the game. And a new ball carrier up the middle. This is Jace Perkins, a 5'8 senior, listed at 215 pounds. First time we've called his name tonight, so some reinforcements in here for Jasper.
Get those seniors in. And in no hurry on the play clock.
So it appears Jasper, they're going to win this matchup for the third straight year.
And continuing that win streak, they were 9-0 last year in regular season play. Champions of the SIAC last year.
Tony Lewis will improve to 23-8 as the head coach here at Jasper in just his fourth year. Back-to-back carries on the move. This is Perkins. He gets inside the red zone.
Jackson Draper on the tackle for the Tigers.
So Jasper looking for one more score here. Clock inside of 5 minutes.
First and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Right back to number 10 up the gut. Maybe gets a yard. Perkins again for the third straight play.
Young's day is done at quarterback.
The second and 8 at the 12-yard line.
Yeah, so Holsworth, who did all the work on the ground, now handing the ball off. He's got the easy job. Inside of 4 minutes to go. Holsworth fumbles the snap. Ball is loose on the turf. The scrum for it, and indications appear that Jasper came back up with it. Indeed.
It was Holsworth.
Yeah, Holsworth, who fumbled the snap, pounced on it.
Recovered by the Wildcats.
Go back here to that big run by Ernie. Telemetry Sports.
He gets it over 18.
Yeah, so 3 guys over 18 miles per hour this evening.
They're going to make sure they have ball security, but they bring Young back in at quarterback.
They line up Wallace as the running back. He gets the call off right tackle, and he bangs his way inside the 10.
Wallace on the carry.
But before that snap, we had an illegal shift actually on Jasper, so that negates that play.
Illegal motion on the Wildcats.
Well, worth noting that next week, of course, we'll have the Tigers game as they travel to North, opening up the season with back-to-back road games. Next Friday is a 7 o'clock kickoff, which means that we will be on the air at 6:50.
100 Stadium. Nice facility. Great facilities in Evansville.
What year did that open up? Was that 2012-ish?
I think even later than that. We'll let everybody know next week. I'll have to do my homework. Oh, that's right. 6 years old. Thank you, Jerry. Jerry Collins, our producer here. New statistician. And he'll clean the press box when we're done. Ernie.
This is Ernie, the guy we just featured. He uses that speed to bust to the outside. There's your cherry on top for Jasper. Touchdown, Wildcats. The sophomore Ernie gets his first score of his career.
22-yard run. That's that play that was successful for a long gain. He gets another one. Comes with 2:45 to go before the end of the contest. That's another first down.
So after the Tigers chopped it to a one-possession game after the kickoff return, you thought momentum on the Memorial side. No, sir. Jasper with 3 straight scores.
3 straight possessions, too.
Yeah.
And they're missing somebody out there, so they might have to call timeout. No, they just reset the play clock. No, they're going to try an extra point now again.
This is Elizaris missed his first attempt. He hooked it wide right.
Bad snap.
Well, that one wasn't his fault. Yep, the bad snap. Botched that. And so Jasper gets another score. They've got it on cruise control in front, 34-10, just 2:45 to go here on IndianaSRN.
Support the local economy and save more when you shop at the Pet Food Center. We have over 6,000 pet-related items for dogs, cats, birds, fish, reptiles, turtles, rabbits, hamsters, gerbils, and more. Anything you want for your pet, we've got it. Includes full lines of the best pet food, birdseed, a full line of heated pet products, pet clothing, toys, and more. Walk in, curbside pickup, shop online, and free local delivery.
Anything you want for your pet, we've got it. The Pet Food Center.
Now Jasper punches it in once again. It was Caden Ernie, the sophomore, who got his first rushing touchdown of his career. Congratulations to him.
Yeah, that was an 83-yard drive. We talked about it. Started at 9:25 and comes down to 2:45. So 6 minutes and 40 seconds on 9 plays. As you said, Jasper scored on their last 3 possessions after Memorial had cut it to 14-10.
Scoring drives this year brought to you by Simplicity Furniture, located at 1309 North Green River Road in Evansville. Have fun shopping for furniture with the Coslets. Father Pat, sons Chase and Kelsey. Kickoff out of bounds.
It's the third time Jasper's done it. They know what they're going to be working on special teams on Monday.
And so we go back to that touchdown run from Ernie. We've displayed his blazing speed, but got a block up here. He could have walked into the end zone.
Yeah, 83 yards, 9 plays, 6:40 off the clock, and 2 big plays that have worked well. The pitch to 3 plays, I guess. The fullback up the middle, the pitch out to Bear, and 2 inside slot back reverses have picked up the big yardage.
Tigers have a new quarterback in as well, so Caleb Elsperman is done.
Will Petke.
Petke on the jet sweep to Luke Elsperman. Zooming up the far sideline. Twisted down at the 42-yard line, so Will Petke, a 5'11 junior, 160 pounds. Final few snaps here of the evening. Well, Mike, for the Tigers, as you regroup heading into week 2, I guess what are some takeaways, pros and cons of tonight, you think?
Well, they need to get some offensive performance. And with those young receivers, they've got to mature.
And getting possibly Leo Collins back would be big at some point. Second and short. Quick hitter out here to Luke Elsperman, makes a man miss at the 45 and stumbling into Jasper territory. And Luke Elsperman, I think, to your point, a wide receiver that will need to mature some. He's a sophomore. He showed flashes in that scrimmage last week and even tonight of some of the skill he has, but again, you have to remember he is just a sophomore.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about sophomores. They also have junior and senior years left, and he's got the whole season here. And Elsperman, I think he got just dinged up a little bit. He's coming out. And 5 receivers out.
First and 10. Petke pump fakes, tries to take off running, and he is ripped down to the turf. That was Cole Trevino who got him around the jersey. Trevino, 5'11 junior, seeing some action.
Under a minute to go. Or closing in on him, under a minute to go.
Remember last year the Tigers lost this opener home against Jasper, then ran the table until the final game of the regular season. They fell to Castle, 21-7. Eventually, season came to an end of the semi-state against Mountford and Fortville. Quick pitch running To the right side for the Tigers, that is Joey Briones.
Yeah, Briones, nice job, showed some acceleration. As bunch of reserves in there for the Jasper defense. And some reserves on offense.
Tigers, we'll see. So the game clock is just ahead of the play clock, so don't know if they have to run another snap or not. Looks like they are not going to, and this game is going to come to an end as Jasper protects their home turf, and for the third straight season, Jasper starts 1-0 as they defeat the Memorial Tigers here tonight at Jerry Brewer Alumni Stadium, 34-10. It was a tightly contested game until late third quarter. Jasper scores the final 3 times of the game on 3 straight possessions to win by 24 points. Again, Jasper, they will be home next week against Harrison, while Memorial, they go to North as they play their first 2 games on the road this year. All right, Mike Scovar, let's talk about our player of the game, which is brought to you by Rockabar, and I think I maybe convinced you, Carter Holsworth, right?
Yeah, Carter Holsworth, he scored those touchdowns, those 3 straight drives, 2 short touchdown runs, 2 and 3 yards, and that was able to allow Jasper to get a comfortable lead and then coast at the end there to come away with a 24-point victory with 34 points. Looking at the all-time scores, most points Jasper ever scored against Memorial was 45 back in 2014, and they have about 8 times where they were in the mid-30s. So great win for the Jasper Wildcats to go 1-0, as you said. Memorial Tigers need to regroup and try to come away with a victory next week.
So Carter Holsworth, our player of the game, brought to you by Rockabar. They're located at 1618 South Kentucky Avenue in Evansville. Stop by after the game or for lunch or dinner at the Rockabar for your favorite pizza and other fine food. You see a celebration going on in the field. Very good student section tonight for both sides, especially for Jasper, and they will have some fun this evening as their team starts 1-0.
You get that long bus ride back to Evansville for Evansville Memorial as Jasper, they defend Joe Rollator Field here and come away with that win, and a great way to start the season for the Wildcats.
Take a look at some upcoming games. Football next Friday here on IndianaSRN.org. 7 o'clock kickoff.
Covenant Christian.
Garin Catholic taking on Lafayette.
Central Catholic.
It's also a 7 o'clock kickoff. Speedway takes on Cecina. Indianapolis Tech against Chittard.
Those are all 7 o'clock Eastern times.
Correct. And the game that we will have will be a 7 o'clock Central Time kickoff at North High School Memorial taking on the North Huskies.
Well, from the broadcast, great, Jevin, working with you. Always great to talk football. And if you're a Jasper fan, you're happy. And if you're a Memorial fan, you're looking to next week to celebrate. But great football in the state of Indiana as this the first of 9 regular season games, and depending if you get the bye or not, you get all the way to Lucas Oil. The Thanksgiving weekend, you get a chance to play 15.
And from the Memorial side, third straight year they start 0-1. It's a Tigers team that, typically they get much, much better as the season goes throughout. So, Mike, it was a lot of fun tonight. Look forward to spending many more fall Friday evenings with you. Huge thanks to our broadcast crew here with IndianaSRN, our man on the camera up top, Joel Mears. Appreciate his work here this evening. Producer was Jerry Collins alongside Mike Scavara. I'm Jevin Redmond for the final time. Our final score here from Jerry Brewer Alumni Stadium was Jasper 34, Memorial 10. Good night here on IndianaSRN.